dhe tu 4 met Qive ka 20 set kejt njejt Kej për një e një për kejt Jo be met nuk mojna hejt Qipe gjakun në shtrejt Halop të dridhë toka Sit mit që nuk ta folin Prejhet jeta si torta Ju këto qipe s'ka lojna Se na në pak se lojna Jeta o shumë në shkurt Kejt lek me t'mitin dojna Jeta o zema zi S'kom shok kejt i kom lazi Respekt zdo ven ku hi Se kejt e din që s'ka ma gji Kusha e flegi bir Halo ta mojna tregin Kush ka menu që zvim Na vim bi prap ta dekim Dash bin dash rrug ju presim Qojt fola nëse vesin Halo nuk jena shpraz Këta leta mu shqinthesin Po driva toka Kur vim në dosa Fet në qëm bosa Si nas ke pos Po driva toka Kur vim në dosa Fet në qëm bosa Si na nuk ko
Përshëndetje ketve, jena këtu me një live stream 3 edhe sot kena me kqyr bojm kundër alternate attack kundër Deutschlandave. Përshëndetje Selmani, Morsedi, Gjilani, Ahmeti, Burhani, Shkodra, Kobra, Kapel SD, Elvan, Petret, Lilidoni, Agoni, Fatjoni, Bardhi, Unikatel, Kamikaz, Fortnite, Vex, Tube. Përshëndetje të gjithë, jena këtu me ndeshjen bojm kundër aTTaX. Jena besa të retri, ma pa halo si kanë zgjedh Po presëm i zgjedh Ma pa ta këshyrëm cilat ma pa kanë me lu ekipa jonë Qëto ka një muzik Se di me thanë ollo se pëhojna ne copyright ne ka Që ma mjen sfilqojna një arhez deset janë isë doja Mos harroni me kliku butonin like edhe subscribe bosa për 2 minuta e 50 sekonda vetë se startan loja. Favorit jena na, kështu që na gjithë jena favorite. Sa hoptem na me hup. Kështu që veç fitore. Është ta koka pak zhurën të shtoj jash po. E në ori ka një mikrofoni shtë, dhe se të janë istë loja. Po mdoka që veç se... Ja, la, ka të kalzo MVP në rjës ka lume. 98 dhe rani. Beste një kila, bosi. Bosi, e bje. 2 minuta sartë loja, bosa. Kështu që merë një najtë chips, një sakë nga të edhe... Më zva një zonë. Ma pak se një minut në kanë metur. Thunder Pick World Championship $25,000 është këtë turnament dhe përnë kështë në zëvenin e parë. 25,000 kokra. Ka 5,000 në gjep. Mësë mjellon trajnerit as një. Një e 30 e pas ka kuëtën bëna jetë në marë favorita. 10,000 13,000 fitën. Koja bele. Kon heq. Na ma 13,000 easy ki 3,000 kushtë jep 3,000 në ditë sudi. Gjithashtu mos harroni me bës subscribe kanalin e ri në YouTube Se aty tash ka me bo live, do më banajit gjithashtu ka me qita video me CSGO klipat e sene. Hare, sash do të me sartu doja ta kqyrëm. E pas kam bo këta shumë të fort. Joshimi the World Cup.
Welcome back to the Thunder Peak
Welcome
World
back.
Championship. I guess we can call this a qualifier. It's Europe Series 1. That's what it's called. I'm Pop, and with me, of course, the wonderful Dan or Hyperia, and we're going to be taking you through the next two best of threes. And
Mos harroni përsa me bo like, shkojna për 100 like, gjithashtu mos harroni me kliku butonin subscribe, jena offer 3000 suba.
Right? It feels like this is the main event already where you've got teams like B&E duking it out. It almost feels like the RMR, and to a certain extent, I mean, this is an S-tier event through and through, right? When you look at the main event, all the teams that are already invited there. Incredibly exciting stuff, but we don't have too much time to fully talk over that. So as much as I would want to, let's jump straight into the veto instead of talking about everything surrounding both teams that we've got. Bad news up against alternate attack. They probably knew that already.
Overpass pas mi mofën e parë, Inferno pas më zgjuar bënej edhe
burner for B&E, classic B&E type pick, and then a decider ancient. What are we thinking here?
Well,
Overpass Inferno edhe
Inferno, no, into Overpass, I mean, because it's their best win rate
If it
for alternate
overpassin,
aTTaX, but B&E, they're in 100% win rate on this map in the previous 3 months. 4 maps played, 4 wins, and they actually played against Sinners yesterday, and they 16-3'd them. So that's not looking too promising for alternate aTTaX. B&E on Inferno, as you said, classic peak, 67% win rate, 17% for alternate aTTaX, so that's not looking too good. On Ancient, is the only one that actually they have the advantage in terms of win rate. But, you know, it's B&E they're favored in this one 100% of the time. They're ranked 22nd in the world. They're such a strong team, such an interesting team to follow. And alternate aTTaX, while they've been improving slowly, they're ranked 56. I don't want to take anything away from alternate aTTaX, but B&E, they just look so much better. I'm really curious to see how alternate aTTaX will shape up against a team like B&E, because this is a team they don't usually play against, right? This level of a team. Their recent results are against the new Mouse and XT, where they had the 2 close affairs on the first 2 maps, and they managed to win them. They lost against Nexus, one against Havu, Thunderflash, Let Us Cook, and X Domination, but also lost to Saw, a team that we actually had in the tournament here, but they actually lost to Sinners. So if we make just some quick, you know, additions and subtractions, it's B&E won against Sinners. Alternate aTTaX lost against Saw against Saw lost against Sinners, so you know it should be B&E. Yeah, no, I'm just you know, it's just a what we can gather out of the information presented, but that's not always the most accurate information, right? Because we've seen a lot of upsets in tier 2 mainly, but that's the thing here. It's a kind of a tier 2 team playing against a tier 1 team, so can we really expect an upset here, Dan?
No. You know, okay. you don't want to take anything away from alternate attack, so I will be the one to do it. When I saw them last, they were playing against Nexus, and that was their second to last match. They did not look up to scratch, man. They did not look like the team that they very well could be when you look at the individuals. They were peaking one by one, allowing a player like Sound in Nexus to actually pop off. Their alternate attacks, when you look at their last 5 matches, it's not been bad. You know, winning against Havu, but the issue that I always have with this poor German side, they just don't have consistency in showing up. It's not like at some point you could see the entire team performing well. It's always one person, Ozek or Slacks usually, who carries them further, makes it close, but ultimately there's too many flaws in their play that is going to get them punished. It happened against Nexus, and that's a team that's had a ton of changes. They even were playing with a substitute. You just can't expect Bad News Eagles, a team that's consistently pushing for majors, even though they have kind of plateaued. they are still such a strong side. I just don't see this happening. They've got a best of 3, but the maps aren't even in their favor. So I struggle to see any way that alternate attacks are going to win here.
You know, I respect the fact that he's choosing to overpass, right? Even though B&E are on 100% win rate, I respect the fact that alternate aTTaX are very confident in their overpass pick. But the problem is, as it is their own map pick, they're going to be B&E are going to be choosing the sides, and of course they're going to start on the CT side. It's the favorite side on the map, so you know, maybe they need a very strong T side. That's what I'm trying to say here. Alternate aTTaX is not going to be easy for them. But yeah, of course B&E. Got them on the stream here. One flat throw Regan.
Stvarno ne postaviti ko butoni like, shkojna për 100 like.
Had the pleasure of casting them in their first
Për
game against Masonic.
100 like
And
do
that was a
gjithë qysh.
complete domination from
Gjuna o mas mi bo 100
16 to
like.
8 on Ancient, 16 to 2 on Inferno. Not really something that Masonic could do, but Masonic, they were ranked 146. Right now, alternate aTTaX ranked 61st. Maybe they stand a better chance, you know, than Masonic. But again, it was Juan Flatro to drop a 1.9 rating. That's absolutely insane. That's not something that you usually see. I mean, apart from him, it was Zantaris and Eternal Fire dropping a 2.37, but that's a whole different beast that we're going to talk about in the next best of 3. But yeah, it's just so hard to imagine that alternate aTTaX can actually take on B&E from a level playing field. But I'd say we shouldn't count them out just yet. You know, maybe they can put up a fair fight. I mean, taking a map off of B&E, I think it would be a very good result for alternate aTTaX. Because I don't think either that they're gonna be able to win. But I do want to be wrong. I do want them to surprise us and manage to win, right? Because the upsets are always the most interesting ones. And surely for us, you know, for people supporting the teams, maybe the upsets are not so great, but it's always nice to see when a lower tier team managed to shape up to a higher tier team, and especially because alternate aTTaX, you know, they surely did their homework, right? They watched their demos, they seen exactly what the strategies are for B&E. Maybe B&E didn't actually bother with that, but from what I've seen against Masonic, from a team that's ranked more than 100 places from them, they actually did the homework on them as well. So I think that's also the influence of Devilwalk. I'm sure he is the one doing like the homework and seeing all the demos and everything. But you know, even with that, it's just very hard to imagine. I don't want to badmouth alternate aTTaX, but it's just so hard to believe in them at this point.
If you are in a position like alternate aTTaX, right, you are not going to go into this best of 3 and think, oh, we're going to win 2-0. You know that it's going to be a tough matchup and that you need to be playing very well in order for you to win. Of course, they're going to have confidence in themselves, and they should, because they've got the individual capability to match the likes of
Janë të punu që të banesa, thash.
That's where something
Bash të teoni janë të punu e bojnë zhurën, për që ta e kom nalë pak.
Once that a team like alternate aTTaX is being pushed to
actually
play perfect, not make those tiny mistakes and flatten out the bumps in the road, all of a sudden they do start playing properly. They can challenge Bad News Eagles, bring it to a third map where they might just come up short, but overall it seems more likely to get dragged into the chaos if you try to play your opponent's style, especially considering alternate aTTaX in a lot of the matches that I have seen him in, is that favorite team. They are usually the ones that are higher in rankings, so if they don't necessarily have a defined own playstyle, that is where they're going to struggle. And the reason this is all being put on hold now for just a second, even though after I said we got to go into this very quickly, is due to we're searching for a server, getting everything just on the rails again. That should be happening very soon. Overall, alternate aTTaX,
Kam qeve me kqyr kur ta qojnë kopën o bo. Qa jetë knaq.
Like they did against Nexus, I think they know as well that they don't stand a chance.
O bës, ta ka mundësi me startu loja Allah se na shlodhove.
It's very hard for me to say, but I agree with that completely because you know, Nexus, my boys, reap their run in this tournament as well. But you know, losing to Nexus is not a good sign because they were playing with a couple of stand-ins basically. They were, I think they were trying out sound and they had to play with
Bosa nëse si keni bo like akoma, mos hezitoni, shkojna për 100 like. Hella vali. Gjithashtu, klikoni këtë link, bëjni subscribe te kanali i ri. Se anena këna me dal me bo live. Lojt e bënajës nga loja tjetër.
that's not a good sign for alternate aTTaX
Si
moving
kjo kanal ka më mshet.
into a game against a team that's way harder to defeat, and especially with a veto like this, just circling back around to the veto, it just looks, even if they get to Ancient, right? Sure, bad news Eagles, they played against Masonic in the same tournament against Masonic on Ancient, and first half it was an 8-7 in favor
O,
of the
krusher
Second half,
baba!
just completely
Pokujeva krusher.
destroyed them. So it's very hard.
Ka,
I
bo që
don't wanna,
5 minuta e të filozofu
I don't want to say
tyve
anything,
kush sot i
anything
marrë
bad about
vesh
the
sen.
teams here, but just looking over the facts is just BNE should take this one. I expect the 2-0. If it
Starta
actually
lojën o
goes to
bosi.
2-1,
Bo,
credit to alternate aTTaX, a lot of credit to
I
them,
do like
but
it.
in the end it should just be BNE.
që Allah i krusher tyve
It
qëta.
is ballsy. I like it from alternate aTTaX to pick into overpass. Basically, put it all on the table. Say we are better than you on overpass.
Faleminderit shumë dreqime.
Well, I mean, if you're picking into a map that you know your opponent is going to be good on, that's exactly what you're doing. We need to play our comfort pick, and perhaps that is also due to them actually then feeling comfortable on that map and having
Edhe
their
14
definitive
lajka
play
i
style
bojna
that they
100 bosa.
exert
Nëse
and
kurseni
find
lajkin.
pressure onto the bad news Eagles side. However, I just don't really see it happening. When you look at the 8-win streak that alternate aTTaX are on right now, and they were able to beat Mao's NXT 16
Fini
to 12.
shok.
That was yesterday.
Tezët halla dajt.
Very good that you
Le
beat
ta
Mao's
bojnë
NXT.
subscribe edhe like
Have
live
they
streamin.
not gone through a ton of roster shuffles, basically on
Anina jam
two of
55
their
misua.
incredible roster that they had,
Po
which
kona
they
ja
haven't
kanë
even
shumë
moved up
pasiv.
to the main
Qëtash
roster.
ka me bojnë ena video,
There
vloga.
do not really
Kanë
a
një
whole
nis me
lot of
vloga.
results there right now that I think
Edhe me
speak
video
a lot
CS:GO.
of confidence for alternate aTTaX. No
Që që
matchup
ja
where
vlen me bo
they've
sop se
taken
ka
down
marrë
is
diçka
somebody bigger than
special.
them. Nexus, perhaps, but they've also had a lot of roster issues. Half
Challenge me denime.
continuously had roster shuffles coming through, and even one of their players, X7, I'm pretty sure recently announced retirement, so obviously he's not going to be putting in his everything anymore. So basically every argument you could make for
Allah, që
alternate
20 minuta e...
it's a
S'ju
very
kanal
easy
goja
tool for
qëtime.
bad news Eagles.
A demonal, hyveria. Fare mi pas.
Yeah, and I'm just looking over at BNEs, right? Because they have only 4 games played. So yeah, maybe you can say they have less experience, but just looking at the level of the teams or the tournaments that they played them in, and it was 3 out of those 4 wins were actually very one-sided. Yeah, Thunderflash, they got 11 rounds off of BNE, but they still managed to win. The others, 2 16-3s, one a 16-7, and one of those 16-3s is against FaZe.
Yeah, that's
Although that was, you know, it was all the way in May, so we can't really rely on that. But we can rely of the result a day ago when they won a 16-3 against Sinners, and Sinners, I'd say they continuously impressed everyone. They actually managed to qualify for the playoffs for this tournament by beating Saw 2-0, and that's actually very impressive considering Saw how I feel like they were kind of a favored team as well, with alongside BNE and also Eternal Fire, and there's a lot of teams that, you know, we expect them to make it to the playoffs, but there's only 2 more spots, and those 2 spots is either BNE, alternate aTTaX, Eternal Fire, or Eyeballers. Those are the last 2 bits of 3
Pare
of the
merë
day,
që
so
ta fër.
with only 2 spots left
Po, në
for
vorë, po,
grabs,
në 4 ka
see
pos me
exactly
anis
who
loja
managed
dhe
to
bo.
get there,
U
but,
bo
you know,
4-20 këto.
it's hard not to make the case for BNE, and also for I keep getting ahead of myself trying to talk about the last best of 3 of the day as well, but no, we're gonna focus on this one. Yeah, BNE looking very hot. Alternate aTTaX not looking too hot. You know, we're still waiting for the game to start. It's not me, it's not Dan. We're not the ones not
Kosova
trying
Kingo.
to start the
S'moj
game. We want to
mare.
start the game. We want to get into the
Mirë.
action here, because it's
Kështu kam
always
juve.
very nice to
Nxet
come
Allah.
cast.
34 gradë sot, nesër bazen bob, s'ka.
1.5?
36 është nesër.
That's an overstatement, you know. Maybe not up there, you know, they're not playing in Cologne or something like that, but they still, they could.
O, krësher hade për hajrë, la qka.
They've played in IEM Rio, they've had enough of their accolades already recognized that they already shown that they can punch above.
Jo, ja lang qërë më se ka në isho e qa në i qik talës tezës për mua se ja, du me dek pa martu, meta single.
As soon as BNE open up the fragging, they win it out 90% of the time.
Ha, hajde për ajse, ja nis loja, bane shqipoj një kejt njerë, qashtu.
alternate attack starting with alternates map
Unë e kam
pick.
pazent, e kam
That's
bini
gonna
si.
be a tough
Allah, shko
one.
ti pas
They're gonna
keron
have to
fije,
show
po në
up
banes
from the
jam,
get-go.
ku me qitat pazent, në banes,
Some
s'ki
people
ku e
were
qet.
saying that Juan Flatro might not play in this game
Kur
since
po
he
ditë
was
pa nga
ill,
ka
but
gushti,
it seems
ishte
like
një
he's
ka
all
erë sëmë,
okay.
po
He
po.
is on the server.
Bëjeni subscribe
And he
të
is
që
the
kë
one
kena me lu,
for
tash kam
BNE.
janis me
Again,
live,
in their best of three against
me
Masonic,
live,
he
me
was by
video,
far
me vloga, me
the
tetanat.
MVP with a
Ka shtatori
1.9
kismet.
1.9 rating, so looking forward to see exactly
Hala, vallaj,
the
krosher,
as
sa
well, and
pun.
a lot of pressure to alternate attacks.
Sa
Now,
pun
as I
me
said,
gjetë
BNE
fiatin
will start on
e
the
jetës.
side, the favorite side of the map, one of the most seated
Hare
side
ti
of the
këshirën
maps
bëna
in the
jetë,
map
shohëm.
pool, so that really doesn't help the case of alternate attacks. But from what I've
Hare
seen
ti
from
gan.
their percentages, their T side is not bad either. Although, you know, they're very
Mos
big
harani
wins
bosa me
so
kliku
maybe some
butoni
of those
like edhe subscribe
matches went
në të dy
way better on the
kanalet.
T side than expected. So again,
Kena
you're
me
playing
janis
against
shumë
a
shpejt me
tier
akter, do me
1.5
live për
team.
çdo ditë, me video për çdo
It's
ditë.
not going to be
Video na
easy
shta ja
at
tash për
all
çdo
as
ditë,
they
ama.
did spot a player towards A
Se kam
long,
unë me
but
bë
they're
dhe
gonna
vloga, si
reposition
ama.
in time. And alternate attacks, they're taking their time. They're waiting for aggression from BNE, but BNE, they're a team that they might show some aggression, but after they won like 9 rounds in a row.
Po klatra ka këty të dias lujti.
Bad news, the Eagles. In general, they are just going to have less officials, purely due to the quality of the
Një goditje e
tournament.
lehta
Players
divergence.
come around less,
Au.
and Synopsy
I don't
gets
know.
overwhelmed. Also getting the second one. This is an easy opener for alternate attacks on the B site.
Hare se
Oh,
nër.
what that Bad news the Eagles can do right now.
Se to se neri gjallë me alti.
Are they even wanting to go for
Besej që në zërë.
kit? Nowhere to be seen. This is a lot that you have to dismantle. Ozek, his cat might be sticking out, but they're not inching closer. Rigon is going to have a pesky
Bravo.
Ozek already traded himself.
Allez,
Before that, he opened it up with 2 frees.
Ja,
getting
trivet
the one.
muar.
That
Jo.
basically confirms it. Alternate
Na
attack,
shveç që nuk
very
di parë
quick
se
pace,
sen.
though. They managed to beat Bad News Eagles.
Okay, a good start. Getting the pistol round under their belt is exactly what they want to do, especially on the T side. Try and rack up some rounds here on the T side, so they stand a fighting chance until they get, you know, to the favorite side of the map. But it's gonna be a force buy out of BNE.
Qka
And
se këpa se në kam si me ka shqita.
in a lot of Deagle plays lately, Dan, it seems like, I
Po,
don't
po,
know,
wow.
the Deagle wasn't
Krite
buffed,
pas
but I
ka
think the
ty, be.
players were.
E pas ka qoni vetë almanalt.
Worked out well for BNE in this one. They also have a couple of scouts, so going for the headshots could prove very useful. Now the thing is, there's a couple of MAC-10s on the side of alternate attacks, so against the head armor of the 3 players from BNE.
Ah.
Sesh, no way that shot doesn't connect.
Yeah, I think he was surprised that he even was allowed one. That was a mistake and a half from Freeze, but he gets away with it. Just baits in the short, let's call it that. That's a dangerous game he's playing though. Synopsy. This time it's his turn. Doesn't even aim for the head. Going to let in the body of Spitty. GXX long doesn't find that same success and instead gets tagged up himself.
Për këta Gjermanë si shqiptar janë bename. Edhe këta e kanë kryte këtë qëtë si na.
Trying to play a maneuvering game here. With their scouts long range, have to get those Galils and the AK in there. Freeze has been able to creep up close, and at that point, nothing that Synopsy can do at all. Freeze, he's been able to get onto the site, and for Bad News Eagles, I think this is a moment where you start already looking towards the safe, unless you can find a way back in, but Freeze is already closing down.
Ti kishom hek bëne një 3 veta që
Lotro, unless
so
he
peri
gets a
shumë.
kill here, I think it's just a safe call respected by BNE. GXX still waiting behind the smoke, trying to use that sliver of a gap as a one-way, but I don't think he'll get the chance. And at this point, you know, they lost control of the site, they lost the player as well.
Se tjera se në
It's
kërka
better
si vnjejt.
save whatever they have,
Kështu.
take it over into the
Larg
next
jena.
round and try and fight their way from there. A lot of alternate attacks. Good timing found so far. I mean, Freeze got himself very close to the side and he wasn't spotted. They were shuffling around quite a lot here, BNE, so you know, maybe that gave the chance to alternate attacks, but it was still a force buy out of them. They were just trying to, you know, try and get up the upper hand, try and get themselves into better positions, but didn't really get their shot in. Now, it's just going to be an eco out of BNE, but they do have whatever they saved, and also a 5-7 dropped over to Sanofi. He buys himself
Bjeni.
armor and a couple of flashes. So I would say they're still just as dangerous as they were in the previous round. Sure, there's only a single scout, but kqyr is the one wielding it, and Speedy will make quick work of him.
Wielding it for just a second. At least he doesn't even get to have a look.
Kıca problemi janë tona bon ka
His
qena.
eyes opened again.
Djekin asa tu që ata. Me trajneri mojtëm koja belon.
Certainly doesn't seem deserved that we put alternate attacks on blast.
Po edhe këta lau ma dëp sa ata djet
There's a
janë.
lot more to be played though, and if they start changing things around on the gun round, I'll shut my mouth on this, say I'm wrong.
Së kur gjo. Mas këti lundi do të me fitosës. Alla që tronë mos me fitosës po sensës. Serja.
10 HP. Nade is going to be enough.
Hajde me të edhe një bile. Bravo. Super. Mirë, 3 metë.
Slacks there from a distance and kill the final player by the name of Rigom.
Kanë parë po. Po. Dam ekonomik.
Finally, Bad News Eagles can offer up the resistance that they want.
Po sa mos harroni me kliku butonin like, veç edhe nim do like apo na vikam për 100. Ju e deni si ti bojna 100, mos se përmeni like-in. Gjithashtu që spritoni me bani sub, ju shkon halo ma mirë.
Into their first buy round, yes, it's going to be an op for slacks and full util for everyone, but 3 of those players don't really have
Edhe me kolziren ju jenë notifikacioni kur lumë bëna eja, se këtu baj veç kur lumë bëna eja.
Let's see how they do here, B&E, because yeah, they were
Edhe na herë kur lujna stumble.
Will they be overwhelmed?
Among us kena me hini
buy
dit.
round as
Më
well.
të s'kena lu.
As I said, if alternate axe managed to win this one and
Hare, qëtëron do të me fitu
have a
gjatë
better
qysh.
chance in getting 5
Me
on
u
board
pa qëtëron,
already,
ka gja kes bon
it's a
po.
very good start for them, and yeah, maybe we
Si një pëse lau me gate se nas në
now,
ketë.
alternate axe slowing things down here as expected. Of course, in the buy round, they want to be extra careful not to give away positions and info whenever they don't need to. As Speedy
Spiri!
jumps down into Con, taking
Ja, me si
control
qeni
over
të
Con,
bas
but
ka bërë, Spiri.
again, B&E not being too
Hajde,
aggressive
Speedy,
here,
kut.
because they want to find out exactly how alternate axe enjoy playing. Slacks taking down GXX is a good first pick, but now there's still 3 players towards the B side. Can they read into that right here, alternate axe? Seems like they can, because they're going back into Con.
Get an opening on long. GXX peeking in blind.
Qëto
and-
sinopsi,
Synopsis
qëto
coming
sinopsi
here,
më në
all
të
of
mirë.
this go on.
Bravo,
He's gonna
i
be
heka lefta dy.
maybe even
Ah,
three
bravo.
just going down. That's not going to be
Oh,
enough for
it's
Synopsis
really
to
on him.
convince his team to fully go for this. Bitty chunk of his HP, but alternate attacks. Kill Synopsis, you've got access to the site. They knew the task and they executed.
Më
it
thamet
on
ka
that
tjetërin më
perfectly.
kimi mjët këta dy më
Unlock
le.
that, but Bad News Eagles
And
to
yeah,
do
he can
after
shake you for
GXX
once.
went down, and this is a huge blow to the morale. You lose that all. Have to run it back. And it already feels like it's starting to get out of hand for Bad News Eagles.
Problema botar.
Not bad at all. Alternate axe, there's a reason why they chose to play this map, even though B&E are on 100% win rate. They're trying to lower that. And so far, it's looking pretty good. They're getting the kills, their plays are clean. Last 5-0. Got himself the op as well. So now B&E, I think they can still buy up a couple of drops from Scenario and Regan. It's gonna be a tactical pause first. Devilwalk has to talk to his team here, see exactly what isn't working and how
Tactical
he can
pause.
get them on the right.
Disa të kryet pauza, mos harani vetëm edhe 8 lajka bës apo na vika. Për mi bani që 92 lajka ka.
Decided maps in the map pool. And that is certainly
Ale
surprising.
mos u karet ne. Edhe kalzone a jeni ka me
Very
naj
good
pauzën
surprise
ta jo.
outside of alternate attax.
Bene
But
e
not
ka
too
mujtë
good
tërmet.
for B&E. Not
Eternal
saying that
fire.
the game is over already.
I
It's
kena
only
mujtë
4
na kanë
rounds.
mujtë ata
Still a
me ta
long way
luftë qëjna.
ahead. But just the fact that alternate
Ata
attax
janë
had a good
kampera,
start on the
mos
B
ata.
side of
Eternal fire.
overpass is, I would
Foarte
say, a
ekip
pretty good
më
sign of
jaside
what we
janë
can
ata.
expect out of this game between those two teams.
Slacks 5-0 right now as well. So like, and that's exactly what we've been saying, right? It's not like alternate attacks don't
Hajde,
have the
inshallah që
individual
të rënë
response
5-0.
needed to stand up to the pressure of this environment.
Ja, randeisat kaapuse tani ma.
Those team plays, which
Niin hän on
thus
mut
far they
siellä.
haven't needed because Bad News Eagles haven't shown. GX6 pushing in from flat right now as well. He is getting flashed in, but it's too close and Spitty trying to right around the corner, put the barrel to his face. That's a huge weapon lost if you've only got 3 of them. Third of your firing power just like that evaporated. And then a flash gone as well. Synopsy maybe can do something with that deagle. Here's Perks. This is looking like a perfect start.
Puna morsatin vegan
The
på
girl
alla.
engine.
Inte man rosen i banes jet med mua.
Interesting how B&E didn't go for
Vi
another
kan
buy.
skilja taas dritaret keit.
I guess they want to save as much money
Där
as
vis
they
mu
want,
sit ni
as they
dras,
can,
eller med
so
dal kaka ishia neina.
they
Sit
can
ma
get a
rödma.
very good buy into the next one, but
Inshallah shalom
okay,
bede na
Synopsy,
ishia.
nice shot onto Slacks. That's the op eliminated. You find
Alla
another
kollar man knäna kadritalja ja.
He's another player,
So
but he's
bad
down
is
to
gone
22
then.
and Freeze is pushing him.
Sorry for my
Gets
maro.
a
Ni
shot
čase
off,
banes.
but that's not a headshot.
Kanachela na plaks.
So it's again player advantage for alternate aTTaX. They're still playing it very slow, and Scenari hasn't spotted anyone just yet. They're moving, or at least Ozek is moving towards Monster. Freeze will follow suit, and Regan is also here. Scenari getting some info from short. There's no flash. He's just gonna peek, and he gets a kill.
Hade du
Regan
sett det?
finds Ozek. Freeze. Can he
Ja,
take down
bra.
Regan? Yes, he can.
Hade
Slow
gant.
down the GX7.
Jet shot
That's
ashway.
well. Lands the headshot,
no.
but not the second one as Fergs jumps on top of the box there and gets the headshot, saving the day for alternate aTTaX. That's 5 rounds in a row. There's the animation for 5 rounds in a row, but
Şabamara pezzer Allah.
pretty close here.
I thought Scenari had a horrible spray, but he actually was just aiming at somebody else, and he did manage to get a kill on short. But when you've got 3 hero rifles coming through in the round, obviously everybody trading their rifle out, which from the start didn't even happen. You are going to have a tough time. It was a tough scenario for alternate aTTaX to push onto that B site, and as soon as they were basically that it was set in stone that they were going there, they found out that oh, that's where a rifle is. So. And that was a bit of pushback for alternate aTTaX. They cleaned up their act and they still managed to win out the round. A lot of numbers taken though. That News Eagles have the rifles
Bravo
again.
Synaps, hade. Hade så de på en döka. Kladra salos i basa kaluza. Rygon möte mas jag far. Što treba se dö. Mavi vår. Hade du sen jag. Bravo. Rund i par. Otkjell Bob. Hade så otkjell. Hade mas snarlen starst. Škoj na vajt med pass.
Well, there's the first one.
Viš ali ni zaro na vin.
Stopping the streak there from alternate aTTaX. I was thinking, you know, if alternate aTTaX win here and they destroy B&E, that means alternate aTTaX is better than FaZe, right? Oh, okay. Yeah.
And they already are.
I mean, yeah.
They've already done more, so.
Oh, right. They got,
Tactical
they got
powers.
5. Even if
Ah,
it ends
crazy
like
with
this,
that.
they're still better than FaZe.
Buosalla
confirmed.
vetem edhe just
Alternate
like,
aTTaX
hiç ma
will
shumë.
wage alone after this game.
I bojna 100. Mos ngurani ta klikoni butonin like. Dina është ta keni
why not?
boju full screen aty s'po keni
Sure,
qeshni
you know,
lirit.
we'll have a lot of fans.
Një sekond pun, derisa t'ja nis loja. Tak, e hekpi full screen, e tërt like, full screen edhe.
That's just deserved.
Baby ish, libedesh.
Tough situation all around there with Big, but alternate aTTaX
Po ta hoki shojsin e nërë.
very clear cut the second best German side, and then after that you might even have a team like Epic dudes coming through the woodworks. Overall,
Maybe if you don't take into account Big Academy.
Big Academy, yeah, but yeah, fair enough, fair enough. It's always a rough one though. When you have to take academy teams into account since they're academies, so they're not really supposed to be like the top dogs. Since as soon as they will become that, they'll move into the main team.
Yeah, exactly. Moving.
There we go.
Scenari.
And a second one as well. Oh my, that is brilliant. He basically locks up the round as well. Freezy's desperate pushing right now. The spray coming through, doing a lot of damage through the smoke.
Oh, 4 on 3. This is more like we expected, right? More of a B&E that are reading well into the plays of the enemy team. But I guess it takes some time, right? Because usually, you know, there's a saying, that people use here around my part of the world. I don't know why I say it like that. Everyone stops at 5, and that has a very good logic behind it because it's usually the second buy of the team that hasn't won any rounds, and by the second buy usually understand how the enemy team likes to play, right? But considering the map that they're playing, I feel like 5, man, I'm sure they can get at least one more. So 6 on the board for the T side is very, very good. But now Regan,
bravo Regan,
his teammate, and he's gonna get a double kill. And now Slacks, he's all alone. 15 seconds left, bomb dropped in Monster. It's just gonna be a save out of him. The problem is,
jag kommer ni show.
money in the back for alternate. Gonna be an eco. It's a good chance for B&E to rack up some more.
Kena mi janis me boll loga bash. Tani që na hesin logat mirë e mojnë bashkë. Onem
Duo going together.
Qës na hes ja ktheja për atë. Ai ka posu këtë video me futboll. Që që soba tani janë këtë huj, nuk ka shqiptar.
Not worth it.
Highlights ka posu.
In a position where it's just a nuisance for them. And they could decide to force up around the ult, but they just have a dreadful buy. And I wouldn't actually have minded it either. Giving 2 to B&E if it does go wrong, but having all those pistols, Tech 9s, with a AWP over the back. Maybe wait for a Bad News Eagles push somewhere, see whether they get aggressive, punish them for it, pick up a rifle in the flow towards the site. You've still got those pistols. You've got Deagle on perks. Biddy is going to anyway. Come on, Flatro watching it. And this is now going to become dangerous. You've got a flash coming through, and the spray is actually not great at all since he looked away, but he still got blinded. So his crosshair placement messed up entirely. Ozek is going to want to turn around the corner quickly, but this is just going to be alternate attacks trying to find that advantage.
Faleminderit këso.
Inshallah
na hes. Penoni mikrofoni kur pianisa me shajs për sot. Super theme një. Yes, I'm also
ideal
Po.
reaction is a little bit late.
I mean,
the rotation came through already. And this is one of the points I was making
when
we were playing against
kanal
the
nash tani
Sox.
është për live stream ama.
Reaction pushing into the site because they knew they had the advantage. Now they are playing with the pistols. So they want to be a little bit more careful, but then I feel this is the round that you can risk a play in. 25 seconds left. They're going to move into
4-5 sama ky frizi na haka pas kështu me 7 pas 19.
He is slowly pushing closer to the side.
Bravo Gans. Argant. Çaya Gant smooth. O arreçate bre. Thig bosse. Vallahi get smoke. Kqyr vor smoke.
With the off, but now it's all down to Scenary. 1-on-2.
Çaya Sener.
But can he find the opera in time? He's gonna get on top of the bomb.
Bravo. Hop. Oh nice. Good ball. Oh, flash sel shade bowman. Nice.
And that's the third round on the board for B&E.
Scenario
You kind of have to. You get legged. You don't know exactly how much time they've got before he switches to that clock.
Ai bana 100 like hala. Qyr për 5 like apo këritni. Hare bo sa bani ma shejt 5 like atë gjithashtu klikoni te ky link, bëjeni subscribe ose veç trosni atë në titull që është ai.
Skinner their teeth, they managed to get away with it. Recall that alternate attack, they only had an AWP at the start of that round. Really not a whole lot to work with, and they still managed to make it close. They're putting the screws to Bad News Eagles.
Ja kanalin s'mani me gjithë se që s'ka video. Për me gjithë kanalin doni mi abo qështo. Të sirq, veç e bani qështo ju del. Me këtë underline. Se që s'ka video nuk del.
Eagles, at least they're being kept low to the ground and they can't fly off just yet.
Very forward position from Synopsy here, and he's being helped out by GXX.
Dhe që shkuni të si gjithmon, underline të dëmën caka ju del tani po. Dhe kështu veç e dëmën me lips që ju del se ka plët. Më kanë bje dhejnë.
That's where Rigan and Scenario are waiting. And there it
Kan
is.
shku
There's
mi
a
lejmë
double
në leç.
kill for
Bravo
Riggins
bre,
and
hajde,
everything.
ngushtat rezultatin e 4 me 5 atë. Sinop.
Synopsy will go down to Slacks, so there's an M4 that can be retrieved, but you don't really want to save. I mean, you could want to save in this situation, but
No, mos I shkani kanjo bre.
another kill going the way of Slacks, dealing a lot of damage.
Ja bani po shket, ja
They're
heq mos I
still kind
shkani
of in
ore.
the same situation, B&E here. They don't have a lot of money in the bank, so they want to keep as many players alive as they can. Slacks
Ja,
could
tre
save
like
this
busa.
M4. I don't know if he really wants to go for it. I mean, you won't get the lost bonus, but at least you have a weapon to work with. Because previous round they saved an off, and it almost won the round, alongside the pistols, of course. Denari throws the flash. Slacks gets another kill.
Bravo ragazzi.
And there it is, GXX stopping Slacks because it was getting
Spat me voja me
uncomfortable
dek
for
shtalla.
B&E. I was thinking about the same. Slacks was thinking about winning the round.
Slacks will always be thinking about winning the round.
A do të barazot rezultati në 5 me 5 në ndërruar meq. Besoj që po, se ata janë safe me teknojnë.
Alternate attacks don't have another chance to run it back. They're getting themselves very low on money. Freeze buying up a ton of utility, and in general for a pistol round, there's a lot of utility on this alternate attack front. Trying to get access to a site, perhaps. Get that bomb plant, call it a day. Instead of trying to do as much damage as possible.
Që ke pasua?
Perfect gun for the job, but he just gets the one. That's not enough.
They can retreat that as well.
Right now with the money, they won't be able to.
Zba me dek qëta Allah, ma shumë se dy veta.
Freeze also looks around, of course, so it's not like he made a noise. He's just been found out. He does slither back
towards that gaming kështu bëne jesë në I loja nëjse. Atë që I ke ndrejq, që ke lute. Are vorë, qa, ka, na I mëtën 3 veta, vorë, ka lesh.
Now they're the ones with the animation there on the scoreboard, and they
Best, nice.
I really like this from B&E. It's so the reactions are so good out of them. In short, Regan starts fighting, goes down, boom, instant molly in short and in monster, so they will not be overwhelmed.
If
there's 5 pistols pushing them,
Si
it's gonna get hard. Then, there's a rotation coming through. There's another molly for short. Everything just lines up for them because they know exactly how to react to those kind of situations. And it feels like, for alternate acts, the round that they almost won with Slacks in the 1-on-1 against Denari. It was the round where they were a little bit faster, where they were playing with the pistols, and usually when you're playing with the pistols on a half buy, you have a lot more courage to push, right? You're going for more unexpected plays because it's a pistol round, and even if you lose it, doesn't matter. You have the buy into the next round. I feel like they kind of have to integrate that a little bit here, because B&E, they're waiting for duels. If they're not given the duels, well, they're just going to reposition, reshuffle their standings. They have control of short at this point. And, GXX almost taking down Slacks. Risky peek, but, it works out okay. Birds, nice shot. Regan comes in with a trade. He jumps down, but there's a third player here in short. So does he expect another player in? Connector doesn't matter. Ozek getting a kill into Synopsy. And Sceneri starts aggressing in mid to see what's happening here.
Qaja farlight ai mirë rrova. Ja vlen. Me hyp në rang, se kështu me ka rang I vogël po dalin këtë bota, s'po duhet, ama kur po hyp në rang po dalin të fortë po të sës.
Sometimes you gotta live life like you're a cat. He's got 9 of them. The GXX now backing down, rotating over, but arrived too late. No, Slacks hasn't gotten on the angle just yet, but what a quick shot out of Slacks. Knows exactly where that came from. Knows where the fellow
Revive një herë vet.
would have loved to put one in.
Pa të revive shoki.
And back
Dhe
in
nëse
the
fan finish edhe të përgjit që mundet me bo revive shok.
With alternate attacks, also needing the exact same as Bad News Eagles.
Se na I herë ke po që shka njeri, met pa armë, zem pa armë të myt.
Take a breather
Që
for
të
the rest
zbash
of this.
marak.
Know that the bomb definitely is going to explode. And look at Slacks. He's rotated all the way around from short through connector into long already to try and deny GXX.
Ja, borsa pun me dal për si, 5 zorë për ata.
It is still such a heads-up measured play here by Slack.
I think it's the animation there of 5 rounds in a row, because that happened to alternate aTTaX as well. As soon as they reached that, they lost them really. So it was B&E to start winning rounds, but
Po, ç'ta shpenja,
now the problem is B&E.
Ma rizonin edhe Adriatik.
Their economy never got better, so now they're straight into an eco. You do have the op that GXX saved.
Qërë njerës mëjnë me t'një mu, po kur s'ki vullnet me bove, tash edhe videat me t'i ndrejt ata s'mojnë. Do edhe loj pak, mu më nu.
You can get a multi-kill. They got 4 players pushing down long.
Pak e mërzeshme, no, po tash kje pun me qef, ma
find a
shumë.
couple of kills here, especially onto the bomb
Që
carrier.
që
Freeze
pagu
shows
shtu.
himself, and that's not going to be too good for them. GXX, nice shot on the speedy.
Po në këtë li,
Freeze. He
kur
is
s'ki
pretty
shka
close
ba.
here. There's the flash
T'ja
coming
shtë
in,
këso
but no
luna
one's
i
gonna
lëj.
be. They're actually
Qatë
just
të
gonna
banë
rotate
rekordem,
and
kur ki në i
reposition
dit,
all the way
kur
back
t'li
into the site.
rediten ka pak.
Low Riggin will stay pushed up, and with Eagle it takes down Slack. So missed shot there from Slack.
5 sekundra, be bara
Another
zone.
one, and it might actually be Freeze to take down Riggin. Yeah, he never expected.
Save jena.
Yeah, that's also why the ult just didn't peak again.
Veç më si nga ndryshim vëllaj,
going
sa
backwards.
njeri më ka shumë mu tash.
It's also the bomb found out.
S'ki shka jo ban.
Freeze. That is a dangerous
Qërë,
position to
pa
be
pos
playing, but
hejtera së më rejna,
only
po
the
pëzën.
Eagle there to threaten him.
Pa pos njerës që të shojnë së më rejnë ti. Për i nautit të me të do të me punu alo ma shumë.
Continuously they're guessing where are they going to come at. Alternate
Se
attack,
me
they
thonë
lost
ketë
loaded
mirë
down.
ja
Freeze
bravo,
wasted a
mirë ja
shot,
bravo,
actually
t'ju
went
thuj,
into the same
besës.
lane, a secondary time for Flatcho. Rotating over. GXX getting another shot. Prom doesn't fly under the radar, checked by Perch, and that's certainly going to make this round feel rather impossible towards B&E. Just to use
Hajde,
these
dyna
shots,
me,
he
ja,
obliterates Freeze with
hajde.
it.
Sener,
But that
se
seems
njeri o
that
baba me alti.
unless Sunera can somehow creep through the smoke and get away with it. But
Shajze mi
he
të
does
blumen.
creep through the smoke, it's
A i
Slack's
banë në
got
që
to
loj ka
back in
le,
it.
qyve për dy loj ka
Vanity
kju.
Eagles, just the
Po
orb.
dopt.
3 players
Kon
down
hezbo.
on the opposing side. You can
5-7 që asë në ato vitu asë një që loj ka së në në ti bon, sam puna jën.
There was no rifle collected at all.
Se unë që të zënë. Do të një një.
Not a bad job at all.
Nese ndryshën vëllaj. Sovjetiki.
7 rounds on the board for aTTaX.
Vese ju jeni 3. Me provu kur gjonësën.
Yeah, now B&E, what's the answer? Didn't have a buy into the previous round, now you do, but you don't
Me
have an
provu pa
offense.
pare.
It's
Si
limited.
dijet në vokës, njerë dhejës.
Couple of players in
13
on.
vjetë, iha. 13 vjetë unë s'kom posa së telefon,
Damage from
Allah
the
që.
nade towards Monster as well, but
Shej ki kushte
it's all
tash.
good it seems.
Me
and
13 vjetë një
B&E
anis,
actually
zene
aggressive
dejnë
towards
18 vjetë.
on, but they've been spotted by
punu
birds
shumë.
that tight angle.
Që e
that
shë
I
që
don't
dejnë
think
18
B&E
vjetë si
can
me të vosen,
even, I mean, they can
anë i grau
expect
punan,
it,
shka
but
dush.
they wouldn't know about it necessarily. Synopsy walks into the crosshair of Perks, speaks out Perks. What a double kill to open up their way. And actually the A side is completely open right now. One flat throws
Ti
quick on the
heqesh më
rotation,
në
but
njoft me qitë ka një video, heq ma
you
shumë,
really want
heq
to go
njoft
for
ka një
this
video.
by yourself. I guess at this point just stack up the B side. If they push B, you're gonna fight them. If
Qashtu
they
me
don't,
standa
you're just gonna
përzi dojnë,
save
se
the
mos shka
weapons.
ndish me një loj, se
Alternate aTTaX actually winning the first half on their own map big.
nuk e din ka mu përcaktu në fillim. Në fillim
well
shkon
right now.
një loj as, një video,
Perks
se
will
një,
have
se
the
një,
information
se
that
një,
there is a
se.
secondary member, but a shot like that is still ridiculous, even knowing that there's a player there. Flatcho still wants to convert this round, however. He's flashed up and no longer
Dojna për
will he be
telefon
able to
ko
offer
plot.
the fight. Bad news, the Eagles gonna have to fly away, and currently they're second best. Alternate aTTaX doing so damn well.
Dua sa 4. Ja, ndo ka do
Wherever
loj
they
sa
go,
të fort janë të na
individuals
dalë.
are showing up as
Se
well.
dhja të
Freeze
fort ana,
put in very tough
se na të desh me lu.
positions.
2
He
sene.
shows up 12 and 10, even though he's that man at the front lines consistently. Perks as well, 2
Qa ta,
openers.
vesh një loj zvan.
This is exactly what I wanted to see out of Alternate aTTaX, and this is what I kind of expected to see when Slacks and Spiddy joined. I thought,
Qoni kom përdi, unë ja kom lu
Alternate aTTaX,
Fortnite, a
Ozek
kom
in
lu
there already,
PUBG,
you've
a
got
kom
3
lu
insane
GTA,
fraggers,
a kom
Freeze,
lu Që
will
CSGO,
also be able to
Valorant.
show up, and instead of just slacks and
Luj çfarë lojt luan.
the fixes right now, is the
Sa
entire
tash
team
ja kom
that
nis
seems to
far
be
live.
elevated.
Plus shka bajsha video me dhe lojna tjera. Ka 2-3
This is
video.
completely unexpected. It's looking so good for alternate aTTaX.
Sa ma t'larmeshme me pas.
Well, I guess this is why
Tash
they were
ma mirë.
they were so
Se
trusting
merr
in
njerë street
their
në
own
sot.
map pick in this overpass,
Pra
even
dikuj ne i
though
pëlqen
BNE
PUBG-ja,
last
po si
3
pëlqen
months
Free
yet
Fire,
to
dikuj ne i
lose
pëlqen Free
one.
Fire, po si pëlqen PUBG-ja.
They are being led here on the favored side of the map.
Ç'është shkon tja?
I do have a couple of pistols alongside the 2 weapons, so
Po, kompjuter me pas normal ma mirë.
let's see if they can steal away something, try and stop alternate aTTaX from getting 9 on the board. You know, I was saying how
Po ka dal
nice
vashka,
shot
mos
to
u
there.
dash prati.
I was saying
13
how, you
i
know,
jana.
we could see a 6
13
from alternate aTTaX, and that would be good. 9 is
Alrighty.
actually insanely good.
Në të kallzova 13 as telefon s'kom post.
And not only because it's a CT-sided map, but it's against a team like BNE.
Ma
EDMONDchannel
mira me
just
lume
getting the
facecam.
info there with the
Oh.
USP. Not seeing anyone so far, no one peeking.
Problemi është që s'kam.
Flatro taking a lot of damage from a nade. Now to
Po
47.
venon ka
He's
se
the
këng dishka
lone
ka
defender
kanë
of the
që
B
krye
side at
Gjerman.
this point. Synopsy will try to rotate in, but
Ma ja
there's
mori
the
noti
Yuto
pishin e kanë
coming
hek
in.
vizat zër.
And the push will start in a second, so let's see if Juan Flatro and Synopsy can actually defend the site. The nade came through. Juan Flatro getting a kill. There's another flash coming in. Synopsy firing off some warning shots, but there's a shot that connects onto Freeze. Now it's a 4-on-3, but there go 3, and it's only Regan who goes down to slash. That is 9 on the board for alternate aTTaX. BNE. I don't think I would say this, but they better win the last round of the first half, because otherwise double digits on T side is going to be not a game ender. It should, but you know, it gets you pretty close.
Right now, bad news, the Eagles, they've already had Howler, even if they get the final round. If you get this score turned around, then you can call it an average type of half for overpass. You know, you'll be saying the T's did well. Sure, 6, yeah, you can manage that. 9 is out of this world. At alternate aTTaX, they've gone above and beyond. Look at this quick pace as well. Up long, 3 members attacking. Killing squad set out. And after going so slow, time and time again, they're upping the pace of alternate aTTaX before they even really need to. They're throwing up the variants. It's going to work out as well. Synopsy. Not a singular clue that somebody might have gone through long, but a shot coming through, and Perksy's not going to be too happy about that one. Thought there was an opener. Now they're going to have to push up the ante. Synopsy, how do you read into this though? Flash out, jiggling, and they don't even need to directly plant the bomb. Synopsy getting 2 though. He's in a huge position. Spinny can't do his second, and Rigum turn his body cold. Nice shot out of Freeze. Oh my. That is brilliant. You've got Olzek in the mix as well. Don't know exactly where GXXR is. Now you do. But it's a little bit too late to be finding out. Olzek has to do it all if they want to get 10th one. Either way, they can be happy.
Good timing found there to take down Regan, and now he's against the upper, going for the peak, but it will be GXX to win it.
Hadi inşallah fituna rundat
Well,
med
that's 6
allting.
rounds on the board for BNE,
Ja,
but
det är bara så.
is that enough? Not something that we expected. This is looking so good for alternate aTTaX. That's just insane.
Na vi
We're
just
gonna need
hur
to see
rundat med
something
allting.
spectacular here on the second half. There's no way around it. And initially, we had a lot of faith in Bad News Eagles, but these alternate aTTaX look so much
Det känner
different
jag sen alla
from the way that I've been
tre
seeing them
mapar.
in recent
Ti
times.
mujna alla këta dy
They look
zera
so
si
easy.
djeta.
They were showing up in their shots the way that they can.
Pa I bani 100 like asë një mujna valla.
Eagles on the T side, which historically hasn't gone too well for them. They still need to get past this insurmountable task. And it all starts in the pistol round. If you can get it level again, 9-9, all of a sudden the Germans will start to feel the heat.
Na, qëto rigoni, këzë. Shke, valla, shke. Këzë ka me bo problem.
I feel like they desperately need the piss around.
Që shalla kqyr pi për masit gejnës. O, sjege.
If they don't, alternate acts could actually double their lead, which is very scary for B&E.
Asi moderator da. Ha, të kjo.
But they do have Regan slip by into the A site while Paco good headshot onto Ozek. The thing is, Regan can just
Që bo 150 like ka bëjnë një moderator.
but he takes that freeze, goes for one more onto Purse, and they know where he is.
Hara son zara non di malti on zar.
Barrels, it is Speedy taken down by GXX.
Edhe dy lloj ka
What
panal.
a play
Për
they
100.
got themselves into this one. B&E just Regan sneaking by onto the A side completely unnoticed, and it's all down to Slacks with a duel. He's taken down by Synopsy. That is a very nice pistol round going the way of B&E. Now I don't know if alternate acts want to force up here. If they do, there's a chance for B&E to get themselves up to all the way up to 9.
Are we?
Before, yeah, they will. So there's a chance B&E can actually get themselves up to 9 before the first buy round comes around. But even if they do, when the buy rounds come through, then they're gonna be a whole different beast, it feels.
That's the problem when you're facing a team like Bad News Eagles. You can never count yourself the winner if you're facing them from an underdog position. But technical polls has arrived. So we're going to throw it to a quick little break, and we'll be back with the action as soon as possible.
Schaban va? Ma sartë nan. Ma mike. Hajde banaj. Mi mujtë sa ma shpejt. Në shkona loja, Allah, shka bazës, ty bese pash. Shka krisja. Se janë nisi pjesa dyta prap, zërë kanë harru që do të me bo pa uz pa. Ama na e fiton në mënyrë anë tash. Mos na i hekin rundin vllaz. Rundin mos ga bëni me prek. Këtë bana se. Oha. Animo i shqipni jo mos u jo maro. I u va. Hajde ma gjallë bëna e. Hajde ti bojna 1 milion soba që shtë që shina të nejtë. Edhe një like vetë gjëmat, edhe një like ti bojna 100. Mos u kërret një për pak. Oha, dhe u mërë se këver me shkum pa zend sot. A dhe më orda se kënesër në pa zend, shkojna. Tja kojnë belen. A edhe se edhe nesër e kam pushem, Allah. Shkoj mu që pëllit pak. Sa dhe ku pas përshem se jam konë të mjek. Edhe nesër e ka. E bona plan që së dhe nesër me shku në deti për që. Shajtemi të blumen, për një ditë shkruhet deti. Sot më nis nesër më kthy bikës. Si ja vlen ashtu. Hajde 2 ditë, edhe për 2 ditë shkruhet, pa hajt. Njeri me shku pak që aty. Po bërem pazant me shku nesër i shkon mirë. E shka babe bor. Hajgare janë të bor këta Allah, shka. Edhe jefsha muzikën, po ma fusin copyright ne ka. Ti. Così alla cosa che mi una rima pale shalesh po. Ja të gjusi sonizë pa fut copyright ne ka. Ndër prej loja, sa jo pas ana rima na sen, na njone. Shalesh Allah. Par turnament i lata kë. Ja këndreqimi i kish ra, la fije, bazan të shpe. Mish me blia dhone një bazan për mi banes, ka ja veden. Wo Kosova këng, baja kom bazan ja, jo. Andet ja. Qyra lo si këni bo 100 lojka. Kja. Po pa bo 100 lojka, s'nis loj. Oha, poqëm. O heke dikur soqin se u kallëm, ja kajta bele. Hajde bre se kësa, onë ta kallit disponimin, më së mëra kës për atë. Kqyrin telefon, shkruaj. Hajde se këshojmë të ojvara pak në të pagana. To të cigi me jibë në të pagan. Se s'ka kuptim. Për qa mo sot më reklam. Vete sigjën. Kjo Allah më njerë po tutët. Mo vës typin të pagan, mo se terë. Se këzva mo tutë. Ska kuptim. E i fmija 5 vjetë po jipën të pagan, s'po tutët, ti mo tutë. Marë. Edhe gjëlloj ka djenë. 100.000 ba. Nuk ban qështu, për gjëlloj ka mu kalit. Çfarë ndajeni live-in? Që një live-in shokve, tezë halla dajve. Te djetull me ju. Se unë ty të zgjodha, më të mirë ndërshmoqet që ti ke pas. Për me bosat ju kalzoj mas e alos t'i shkabo që sot të startu loja. Që dëni me blenaj tesh, naj pantolla, majica, që është të i keni dë me qfime të lira këgja. Janë këgja të mira kvalitet që i thujnë. Tash ja që i linkin. Se unë dy të zgjodha, më të mira ndërshmoqet që ti. Hini në Instagram, kur do me përësit tesha mira, ves unë i pi, pjesë unë i pi Edmondit, ja u banaj që me ma të lirë. Kush e kon jetë me ble farmerka, majica, qëta zhverës, mo do këcull. Cool, fresh, fresh in cool, cool in fresh. Stil është shkaleshi, Allah, ju nga rryma zërë nga i kujta, shpare shkaleshi. Oho, bojari atë. Sponsor ai, jo, çfarë sponsori? Kur tani bosat aty farmerka, majica tona të mirat. Shka po tani mashallah zana. Që se bleni majica aty, së në nëzën femën shesh, me don farmerka të zeza, majicë zezë, e kalket. Ja farmerka të zi, majicën e kuqe, ja bash shqiponjen. E qërë dit. Lo zi shkalesh jo bon, veç. E njëve këto se jaran e kam. Sen vallaj bojar. Dashuria nuk një gjini. Pas ka thonë njani. Metëm ketë. Hajt jepja fitërën në bëne esë, hajt, mos ta zgosë më abet një fart. Shuni muzikë, Allah kanë harron dhe me qitë ketë lojë. Mish këta që ta shfitonë në bëneja. Ta këshyri dhe qëta. Ja që shtatë mamë, u ka qitë loja. Ketë lojët ka kanë bloku. Mos kanë rao server ato bab. Ketë lojët ka kanë bloku. Janisi. Shuni be.
Just a slight technical delay. We got everything fixed and we are ready for the action once again as aTTaX are still leading. But you know, they were forced to buy up because they did lose the pistol round. So let's see how this one shapes up because they do have the pistols, they do have a let's not count them out just yet, you know. I feel like they could still have a
Shajze me dumen, të na mund të shlondat, qëtar do të me shot 8-9. Qëra mare fart, qëre Allah. Brave se maps. 4 vs 3.
Yeah, up against that 5-7 close range for Flash. It's a tad bit too deep. Didn't have all the appropriate effects. And Man News Eagles, they are going to be able to overwhelm alternate attacks. And we've got something very similar as to what happened in the first pistol round, or the first force up, where alternate attacks were able to scurry off their opponents. Man News Eagles saved over. Now there's even an AK in the mix, so as long as Perks can hold on to that, and considering he's
Trots att Resse är tillbaka.
relatively far
Det är
away,
roligt
he's
att det är
actually
okej.
holding down the line, which I'd love to see him just walk away
Del
into
să
a more
desluteți.
safe
Kur kam e
spot.
dal për një ka dona I
Man News
dot,
Eagles,
më
I don't
duket
think
që
they're gonna run up all the way here.
në shtator, a? Antetur.
If they do, probably not going to be paying the most attention. Just like that, alternate attacks with a hero AK and a scout. It's not something that you buy up around. Maybe Slacks has also got a deagle still as a secondary. He's able to drop that to Fraser or Spiddy. Yeah, and he gets that 5-7 indeed. So, alternate attacks, certainly no bad round up ahead for them.
As long as they can get some
Ale,
more kills here,
inshallah
it can
për
be a
barazyjnë
hobby
po
low
do, los këna
for,
doni janë e
BNE.
përsjellur.
Then I feel like they've achieved their, you know, their, I don't want to say purpose. It sounds too, you know, too serious. They got the quest done.
Yeah, they're a little side quest. Their goal.
There we go, the goal. That's the one I was looking for. Yeah, that also works. Thank you, Dan. Need some help with my English skills.
Wow.
Oh! Synopsy doesn't need any help with his aim, though. Gets the double kill there. And maybe, you know, if they can get through, mainly freeze, but also Slacks to rotate over, and I feel like the scout at this point can be the biggest damage dealer. But also, if they don't check on Freeze's angle, maybe he can sneak in a...
Që I vjen shërc. Videat shkurta. Nëse ki qërën për YouTube.
So massive though. The Mac 10
Deri në 10 sekunda,
doing
mos e bësh.
everything
Brave, se
for
ne.
Man News Eagles.
Runi
First
që
of all,
të
you
snipe, se
obliterate,
maru
you
të
pick
ru.
up an AK and you upgrade the Mac 10, you get all the money that comes with killing from the Mac 10. And then you also win the round. Easy does
Po
it.
t'ja plan, Bob.
Man News
Si
Eagles,
shka e
A
zgatë.
site. All they need to do is put themselves forward. As soon as that happens, wriggle.
Po që të rigojnë e por sa I ketu luftu ma tha.
Looked like he was in an awkward timing battle. He
Chaya.
still is, but he wins it out. Slack swims with fishes. Spitty, 3, 2, 1. Does get a kill. That's something.
Para zot rezultati, a do të dalim në përsi për herë të parë apo
Things
jo.
are going to struggle all too much. By another AK, actually, no AWP here. Interesting.
Did you ever swim with the fishes, Dan?
Yes, I did. A fair
Nice.
few times. Yeah, it's lovely. What I would do is go on vacation, and the most recent time, which is kind of sad considering I'm 23, but I like loaded my swimming trunks with rocks so I could like sit at the bottom a whole lot longer, and I just have to hold my oxygen instead of like having to swim down continuously. Because I'm buoyant, apparently, so...
I'm
Yeah.
also very buoyant, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Oh, bang!
Qu, no, no, no.
Hold on. We'll fly up. Ascend into the heavens.
Have you ever ascended to the heavens, Dan?
Ja, flatra s'ka ka kjela bora, u dirë
Did
sa
I ever
sot
do
me po
that?
shu flatra.
Yeah, did you?
It's just like getting knocked out.
Chaya
Ascending
be
into the heavens
fladra.
temporarily. Because then, if that is the case, then yeah, Synopsy also peppered by Spitty, and it looks like the first chance alternate attacks get. Does that barrel not stick out there? Or freeze?
Maybe.
On that tight angle of the A1S? It's a long gun.
I think it should, just barely.
Yeah, it seems like they've got a setup exactly like that. With a player on site. It all doesn't matter, it won't come to fruition, and they
Kam,
just
po
go on flat there.
se ka
20
zaj
HP,
kërkujna,
and
se
a knife
kam
in his hand,
privat.
up against Spitty, and he's no ninja.
Veç të familje si kam.
There we go, double digits for alternate aTTaX, and want to buy here? Yes, they do.
Oh,
We
sta
do
per
see
dire
AKs
corto.
coming out. They have enough
Sfordevole c'ho
for-
Instagram.
Yeah, well, actually, they will
Cross
have enough
Instagram
money for another buy. Yeah,
scorgione.
it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be an op as well. It's not a bad buy at all. Never mind. I was looking at the wrong thing. But if they do lose this one, then it's a pretty big problem. I feel like for B&E. There it is, fast aggression, and Slacks takes down GXX. That's exactly the player he wants to find, the enemy opper. Oh, flat throw wins the duel against Ozek, but he knows Slacks is somewhere close. Can't really afford to be too aggressive. Scenari put a kill into freeze, and now Slacks has to back away. He could be peeked from 2 different positions, but in the meantime, they don't even want to hear about the A site. They actually want to play into the B site. Ooh, Perks. Peak risking his life here, but at least he gets some info. Speedy with only 1, and Perks has to deliver, but Scenari would deliver a bullet to his head, and Slacks is all alone. That's probably going to be a save. Slacks, you know, it's a 1-on-3, not the hardest situation in the world, but it's just way too risky. Better off just saving the op, and B&E actually getting the game tied up once again.
L'altra
And
sniperisti
never
io
mind,
ni
doesn't save the
dosta.
op, so it should just be an eco for alternate axe. Should just be maybe a half buy if they really want to go for it.
Got a big loss bonus, so they can go for that half buy. But buying up fully here, I think it would be way too desperate, and there's really no reason to get desperate when you're 10-0 on the CT side of overpass. Yeah, like this. Just buy up as if it would be a round where you're gonna have to eco, or buy up to the level that the loss bonus will supplement a buy into the next round. Perks does add a bit of extra firing power at the cost of a bit of that in the next round. Then again, it does open up opportunities. Rigum will have heard that drop down. Probably is going to cause him to be more aware of it. That being said, he isn't at all dismantled again. Rigum starting to look over. Now you know at least 2. With some deductive reasoning, maybe even a third one. You've got Ozek holding the flank and the rotation over. There's so much time here for Bad News Eagles that I don't really see them making an egregious error. Nice peek out of Perks, gets that sprayed down. They can actually run into short. That's exactly what they're doing. Freeze are going to be able to push the AK. Meanwhile, the A1 is peeking out. They're forgetting about Freeze with the AK. He's himself. You've got a player coming through. Ozek there to guard. Maybe even boost over. Wax with the scout, however. He's going to have to be the playmaker. Open up something here. That smoke is going to fade relatively soon. Slacks also might just be clamped in the jaws of Scenari.
Kurda ma kqyr
Flatro doesn't have a lot of HP here. Scenari tucked in nicely though. And he peeks out. That's a freebie. Freeze does a whole lot of damage, but Conflatro is going to have them lined up, and Bad News Eagles still manage to take it.
Well then, this is B&E's first time in the league.
Sa mellan sifart par månad. Sa vet kqyr.
Is that a good thing to say for alternate aTTaX? Not really. You know, we were singing the praise of alternate aTTaX. Yes, they played really well on the B side.
Då är de även per si på rätt par. Här det med kom mål. Hela bara ett team. Oh, my team.
More experience against a lot better teams than alternate aTTaX, so they need to be very careful. Yes, they might be on the CT side of one of the most CT-sided maps of the map pool, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the map is over in their favor. It's B&E. Their strat book has a lot of pages to be turned, and see exactly if they can find the winning strategy here. As Scenari is holding down the angle towards short, towards the blown up door of connector. We'll smoke it up, but needs to be careful of possible spray there. They know what they're gonna do. They're expecting it, and that's exactly what they're doing here. Alternate aTTaX. They need something to surprise with, I feel like, to get the upper hand onto B&E. And then Molly, Riggin gets very close to sight and freeze. Lands the shot. Actually, not losing any HP. That's very good. And with that, Sinopsy will reposition. And divert their attention away from the B site, but Juan Flatro, he's been spotted from long by Ozek. Easy kill through bathrooms, 5-on-3, favoring alternate aTTaX right now.
The spray from either end there between Rigon and Fraze wasn't all too pretty. Fraze doesn't even lose a bit of HP. Alternate aTTaX firmly in the driver's seat. Take this round, carry it home, put Bad News Eagles under a lot of strain, because obviously that loss bonus distant. Of course, Bad News Eagles then would want it to stay distant. They aren't going to be able to buy back up here. 5 AKs if they want it. Not a lot of utility, but at that point, wait, hope for alternate aTTaX to be antsy, make mistakes, something that they haven't been doing thus far. Perhaps on the CT side, where you know that you're the favorites, all of a sudden that page is turned. You go from, oh well, we're supposed to lose this series anyway, according to the odds. Now you have to close this map out. You did everything you need to do on your T side. Now you get to coast almost, but obviously Bad News Eagles, they will always be cutthroat and aggression.
Bravo,
Flatro shuts it down.
Bullet
between the eyes of Ozek. And alternate aTTaX now fighting on the back foot to try and grasp the lead.
I just love matches like this, Dan. Everyone is delivering.
Everyone is getting their part done. But even
still, so far it's such a close endeavor between those two teams. BNE might have found the first kill into this one. Can they convert into a round win? As they're waiting for any signs of aggression from alternate aTTaX. And that's expected, right? Because they need the info. The thing is, BNE don't know that Freeze has a lot of info from mid. Obviously, with the pre-fire, will be taken down by Slacks. So there it is, 4-on-4. BD dodges the flash, gets the double kill. And that stops BNE for a second. Scenario finding a kill out on the upper. The thing is, there's 2 more players to find, and a third. Very smart reposition. Now GXX will miss the shot. Was going down there with a USB. Speedy. He's so confident, but Perks will help him out, and that's the kill and the round for alternate aTTaX. The problem is, comparing this one with the previous ones, BNE, they are out of money. They have to eco this one out, so there's a good chance for aTTaX to get the 13th round on the board as well.
Wow. Okay, I was gonna say those odds are crazy considering alternate aTTaX are basically on 13, unless this put together force buy from Bad News Eagles, half buy, excuse me, somehow amount to something. But considering only Synopsia's armor, it'd be a huge flaw in the CT side of alternate aTTaX if they let this one through. After they've, I don't want to say stellar, but they've been pretty strong with that. That's a fantastic shot. GXX smots it in the dome. He's going to do that, have to do that a fair few times, but at least now there's an ult picked up. Conflatro might be able to make that work. GXX, however, with the scout still. Conflatro actually goes down. That does make it a bit awkward, as you ideally want to hunt Ozek down. You've got Rigon. Perks now has to aggress since he knows that they're going to be coming from behind. This is either way already very costly, way more costly than alternate aTTaX would have wanted it to be. Rigon peeks out, can't get the kill on Freeze, and that means alternate aTTaX still convert.
Good damage, to be honest, considering he was basically an eco. Getting 3 weapons out of the hands of alternate aTTaX, and they have to reinvest. How does this one play out? They don't have an op. Slacks does have one, so the long-range duels, he's gonna have them in the bag. But with 5 AKs, you know, that could get you for a faster play or something like that. Trying to surprise Ozek, eliminating Synopsy, opening up. They've been opening so many rounds there with the first kill, and they just go back. They don't want any more out of it. They get the first kill, so BNE are uncomfortable. They're forced to, you know, try and get some risky plays in because they're a man down. Too slowly push through mid, but aTTaX is by himself. Freeze comes over to rotate. It's still not going to be easy to take control of the site because alternate aTTaX, they're just rotating around. You just Mary, I don't know if he expected. He has the bomb, that's the problem. And pressure put onto the B side by Regan, but still the bomb seems to be going towards the A side.
بس انا استغني والله كسبسكرايب ما صار انا مكلكو اللي كذا سبسكرايب.
Might be able to spot them. Oh, in the meantime, aTTaX, this is perfect timing. Not gonna look into bathrooms though. And Perks won't either. Scenario will actually chase behind him, but where do they go?
Oh, Freeze. He's got it all on his plate, and he's a hungry man. Alternate attack, 14 to 11. Bad news, Eagles yet again plucked from the sky, put to the ground and put down. Wow. This is something else. Alternate attacks. They didn't look the strongest. Their aim
ساعات شابنا صدقرها هيك.
wasn't necessarily up to scratch in the last few times that I saw him. This, however, this is different. A Freeze holding the line like that, getting a double kill, converting the round for them, putting Bad News Eagles in a tight spot where they've just got pistols and a Max 10. I mean, very well could just call a glorified CZ. They are going to go for a B push and a very quick one. The A1F doesn't have a lot of bullets to try and spray. The AK has a lot more, but not given a chance at all. Then again, it's Freeze. On the line, having to hold it. Slacks Overwatch helps him a little bit. Spray coming through. This is awkward for alternate attacks, and looks like they certainly have to give up the bomb plant, the nade. That swings the numbers for alternate attacks.
They're waiting so much on waiting on the bomb, and now there's no. Is there a chance? Regan's been spotted. Oh, and Slacks is holding down the angle. Yeah, the bomb was not planted, so.
كانت عن الدموع كانت تونا تلص عن شانس ونا ميدانه.
They're gonna get a buy, but it's not gonna be their best. I wanted to
No,
use
don't
this
like
again.
how you boss. I don't
It's
like.
bad news for the Eagles.
مصير ضيمت. هذا سكن أبو مقريد برباك.
I hated that.
Could have been better.
How would you improve upon what you've just done, mate?
I don't know. I would have done it if I knew.
You go and think about that one for a second. But honestly, their story, it's not doing great. Well, maybe you are in a position where this is the comeback arc, you know, the villain arc where you get put down and all of a sudden you have that heroics coming back again. Whether that's going to happen in this map already or whether they're going to have to wait for their own to come through, even have a chance. Moving out of Slacks, able to lob the nade over, and well, together with aTTaX, it's going to do a nice bit of damage on Quan.
Very rough situation here for BNE. I mean, considering how the second map is Inferno, and for BNE that is a very good map, you know, they might not be feeling all that pressured, but still, it's just the fact that alternate aTTaX, they played really, really well on this overpass pick. You can actually get it a little bit scarier on the second map as well. So you have to get there first. Alternate aTTaX, 4 chances to close out this first map. The enemy's map pick. Or actually, no, their own map pick. But aTTaX finds a kill. There's the trade from TXX. Slacks is present. Has a util smoke himself out, get himself out of this position. Wait for the bullets to stop, but he won't. Scenario. Finds the kill onto the enemy Opper. Now he's down to a 3-on-3. Still a couple of players on this A site. Speedy's taking care of B. And time is limited for BNE. They have to move into the site at some point. Reagan is getting very close. He's been spotted by Freeze. Impossible angle to cover. Perks gets the double, and it's all down to Scenario, but he won't be able to get it. Freeze ends it.
Kierani far pauzë bosa, një me zero ata janë të fituar me mapa, kështu që ndeshjet janë nisë mapa e dytë. Tash këta fillin se fojt.
We were wrong about it. We weren't expecting it, and the fact is, they actually managed to destroy their 100% win rate of BNE on this map.
We were dead wrong. I thought alternate attacks were going to get destroyed by Bad News Eagles, but fact of the matter is that alternate attacks were just better. This wasn't just that lucky victory where Bad News Eagles aren't showing up in their shows. Alternate attacks able to hold the line.
Bosa vani herë, që kjo është faqe Instagramit, ka tesha ndryshme. Farmer ka flajlejshme. Që keni me ble. Mos harani shkruani butiku para siempre. Kallzoni bëhet mundit ja bana që më atëri, janë ashtu do puma. Këto janë veç kanë numër. Mos gabosh. Maicat janë më të mirë, që se Maica e ka flatër. Trapsa.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what's going to happen on Inferno, because again, maybe it's not the best map of alternate acts, but by the way they were looking here, they weren't looking like an underdog. So yeah, I cannot wait to see exactly what happens, but of course it's going to be a break between now and when we start the second map, so we're going to take a break. But
mos harroni me bë like apo subscribe bosa derisa të nis loja. Shkojna pak me pauzë. Ja passa kajt belen alla 10 minuta. What the fuck? Ka 3 minuta bosa. Tash jena mapën e dytë. Inferno. Besoj që këto kemi mujt. Ana e korban bile do të gjatë qysh. Like, hate edhe subscribe nëse menani që kam e pas në i kurban në mapë dytë. Nëse menani, ha? Nëse s'menani më se bani like, ama nëse menani që kam e pas në i far kurbani, bëjeni like. Ajo, e qirem se një sak dzi. Ashtë e një të këshyrë për televizorit shuminë sa. Dhe s'pomeni me shru. Qa pa dijone. Ja po pritani. 2 sene. Se unë ty të zgjodha, më të mire ndërgjoqet që ti ke pas. Ka gjallon e një farë. Këngëtari i leshit. Hajde bre, qëqa. Hajde, 2 minuta, mana të ndërruan me qmana. Durani. Vis durim edhe sabër në shqiptarët i shumë kanë. Gjyzët sekonda. 100 like i pas një baba për rava jo këtë. Po sa jeni, kur dani jam. Allah, veç ma pa parë 1 orë e 40 minuta ka zgatë vëtë të fëta. 2 orë një mapë. Hale paraj. Bana e.
And we are ready for the second map of the best of 3, and best of 3 that is promising, is very interesting so far. Alternate aTTaX winning their own map pick against BNE is well, I want to say not an upset, a surprise. I want to say a surprise because I didn't really expect them to do this well, but Alternate aTTaX, they played one hell of an overpass, and BNE couldn't really compete all that well. Yes, sure, they got close, but at some point something broke there, and it was Alternate aTTaX to walk away with multiple rounds, especially on the CT side. So now they're gonna play Inferno, which is a very good map for Bad News Eagles, but Alternate aTTaX, you know, they played it, didn't necessarily win it. So let's see how it goes, because we're ready with the second map.
And one huge part for Alternate aTTaX on previous map as well was that they've played it 7 times.
Startën të ndëruar me mapa dytë në Inferno, ta këshirëm shadat bëhet.
Just 3. So you've got 3 officials to get up to par again with the new standard
Harbi
or
bana iyi.
something new that a team has been putting in since the player break. So
Terrorista jena.
those
Jena
officials
do po shmiri
are
këto.
always going to be in favor of alternate attacks, even on Inferno
Inshallah i
probably.
runda për pistole edhe super është puna. Hajde aTTaX merr një headshot mirë këto në krye tan. Hajde mëtne bre. E ka godit veç pak aty. Hajde, bravo Rigoni. Slaksio që të prit që të Rigoni dhe Seneri. Super Sener baba melti. Qaza ju një doshët. Afrizin e namës. 2 ose 2 jena. Seneri është half HP.
Waiting for Perks to make his move through.
Bravo Sinaps, super push.
Very good reaction here.
E ka po, e ka po.
Dig them down. He seems to have
Let's go baba, 1-0 për BNN. Vazhdojna me këtë përsi. Me thëllu sa ma shumë.
getting away with a pistol round.
Një korban mundësisht, hatri jem. Flatra, teki e reni me bo një korban.
You know, in the end it works out well for BNE and they're going to be feeling good with getting some rounds here early. Again,
Subscribe nëse menoni që flatra i dohet me bo një korban gjatë qysh.
BNE, but they're on a 100% win rate and against impressive enemies, especially winning 16-3 against Sinners and then alternate acts managing to take it away from them. It's
Sure, that best how damage
good,
ma
but,
bone, but no.
you know, it's a best of 3. There's still a chance to win here for BNE. We won't write them off out of this one. DXX was tagged down by Slacks, but now, you know, he should be okay still. He has a Mac 10, so he has a 5.7 and 28 HP. Not a very good combination.
Flash are going to be coming through as well, or so you'd think. Slacks has already gone through the door though. I don't think he's going to be too happy with the door that he opened. Synopsy still closed, but Rigon in his back with an AK. Going to be a whole lot more lethal. Big Brother coming through. And Bad News Eagles, it looks like they're just going to lose the one on Flatcher. Maybe if there's a great shot out of Olzek, but Olzek is no more. Bad News Eagles convert the conversion round.
Har vi zonen där man klarar sig bort så
I can just find relief rather easily. Not a whole lot that alternate attacks are going to do. Maybe buy up a flash, but any more than that is pretty insane.
Që qëtarë ata ndërtimtarie kretën punën zërë. A ishin zhërë.
Nothing at all. It's just USBs.
2-0 për banet. Hajde, që, shka bander, baba. Gjunja një bume në nëmën.
On top of each other, and they will take down GXX.
Bravo, që bume fort. Se ka
Se
pe qyre. Molli ja, kojti belen. Kukusha e ka ba flatra. Flatra me 3 për... Na, vëzeki, qka vëzeki.
Well, you know, Synopsy going in for the backstab. He's gonna take down
Qka vëzeki për lepke. Me tja.
He's in a one-on-one. Could get himself an upgraded weapon, but he's trying to get ahead of Reagan.
Hare Rigoni.
Too hard as Reagan is already onto the side.
One hit or so. One shot, one hit, one kill.
Get a weapon? No, he actually goes there.
Shka ju ka bo flatra që ati. Mundëzej flatra që tash. Ashe, pa morë këna një me excellent tash. Pozitën e ka të mirë.
Alternate aTTaX still with the USBs.
Hajde be.
I guess there is a chance here for Slacks.
Po inshallah se ka pet shata i mot.
As he's very low HP.
E ka po. GG, easy. Super.
He's gone.
E po, mos. Let's go baba, 3-0, 3-0 aty. Shkojna për 16-0 t'ja kojna belen.
Phil, for Bad News Eagles, that was a sloppy round. There were just USPs. So the amount of damage that alternate attacks had done, commendable. And a kill with the Mac 10, so that's a bit of extra cash. Good job from the German side in round 3. That's all bonus. That's all
Pala me mu 16-0.
can come into effect.
E t'ja u
What I'm
gërdit.
really looking forward to is this round. See how much damage you can do there, and ideally it needs
Po
to
është
be
midi
all
aty. 4 veta med.
crank out a save.
Por që drejtë orë.
Attacks a relatively passive banana hold. Deep molly, deep smoke, but Not a lot of deep
Boşa yazar.
since Synopsy is there at the lugs. He's getting used to
Synopsy
get
to var fake nu. Açıt speeden med häck. Bravo Sener! Åh, tjocka av zek jag bor! Skamar väl och kummot.
Slacks, he's not gonna miss that shot either. Bad news is
Bravo.
the first round that alternate
Tjocka av zek Allah. Eğizin de gudma.
picked up those things all that got very eager to pick up an AK instead.
Ja kallt. Att kallt är att rensa så. Kush på det kaçkı. Motorat kutiga.
Very early answer here from alternate aTTaX. I like it. You know, usually you can see it in the teams, right? When they're
Kali tormaya sel Allah.
higher rated teams.
Çünkü speedi zara kill. İş Allah da infantöse şu an işte.
Yes, a little bit of fear. I don't know exactly how to call it, but it's not something that we necessarily see from alternate aTTaX. It feels like they're just playing their own game, how they usually do, right? And that's exactly what you have to do. Yeah, you're playing against a better team, but who cares? Just look for more opportunities to take them down as they aggress again towards Banana, and they literally should push them back, although the smoke is...
Bravo Erigan. Hade bemötte sig av zekerna mani يوخم.
Ozek is still here.
ثيق بدوت نفري مكان رقة شال. مكان ريت شيرين بابوچه. Sure. Bravo Synops. Kamit kimot yalla.
Let them think that no one else is here, and then Ozek can just mop the floor with them, but he won't be able to as they rotate back towards the A site. That's where Slacks and Speedy are waiting.
That full sense of security. Bad News Eagles want to experience the fall for that. Opting for an entirely different route. Formulating a plan over at A. Bumped up in the middle of it.
Şöyle bir çıkmıştan böyle basma tapar. Allah ya Zek.
The rotation over isn't as apparent. Ozek doesn't have any utility currently still on him. Nothing laying about either, so he's just gonna have to play time. Bad News Eagles, they're not gonna be happy about this. Smoke's still on Flatro. If he throws that over,
Hadi Flatra. Bravo. Bravo Flatra.
Ozek makes the challenge. GXX only barely has time to get that bomb down, and
Döse döjan. Ay slags i pass mot tapam. Oyna ve düşüş benzer.
I mean, there's still a chance, but do they want to go for this one, 2-2, risk not having anything into the next round? It seems like they don't. Oh, Ozek did start the round.
Same,
there,
det
but
var.
even a kill would have been so important. Unlucky
Same.
situation, and BNE will profit from it. We'll get the fourth round on the board. Alternate aTTaX, they will be able to save the two weapons. I don't think they will have enough money to buy up once again.
Nice. Katar med en jatan där var med.
Drop to Ozek and Perks. If they really want to go for another buy here, they could, but you know, even a half buy is good. Just get the
Här
best
ett jäkla Lunas i
out
Schweiz
of,
så.
the next round. Sure, this one might slip by, but it's still very early on. That's why they can afford to half buy it here. If it was like, I don't know, 9 for BNE and 4 for alternate aTTaX, then probably they buy since they're getting dangerously close to the end of the first half. But in this one, yeah, they just get the 5.7s out alongside the two weapons. Again, the 5.7s dealing a lot of damage all over.
Oh well, this Mac 10 is by no means accurate, but you've got
Bravo.
some leeway. Magazine size.
Sköna på pass med en ja. Fast.
This is going to be an easy converted round for Bad
Ja,
News
lav
Eagles.
zekim alltid och duk mjör upp till.
Synopsy
Sinne
already
uppsikt
has
och
no
gärna
way
riten
to
speedet.
ready with
Hallå,
that.
snickil sig på video. Vet vars det bas, vet vars det infon.
Easy stuff. The majority Kosovan side.
Men mot
Bad
mig
News
hej kallas
Eagles
Stina
only
sitt
really
en
need
kallt.
to have an academy roster because Kosovo has got such a dedicated player base.
Kosovo! Albania.
Necessarily anyone
Ja, de
like
vet det.
Bad News
Playing
Eagles,
thick mot in.
there's a
Thick
upcoming
schreef
rookie
van media.
somewhere you can
Thick av
slowly
zeken.
but surely work him into
Thick
the main
borsrat
roster.
thick. Çfarë më farmuti është kjo valla?
Picturesque.
Ç'kjo valla cheat zot me kam.
It must be a double nationality as well, since he's rocking the German flag here.
Ç'kjo cheat zot me kanë valla. Veç
Well,
atë shot what
No,
the
nice
fuck
that
shit
he's
call.
listed as Greek.
yeah, I guess. Maybe, you know, he's like his parents are Greek, but
He's a
There-
Greek Albanian player.
okay. I don't know.
Anyway,
I saw his name. What was it? Let me double check so I don't say it wrong. His name sounds Italian. Well, not Michalis.
Har budall këta, se din pikajt jena na, shka puna.
Yeah, I mean,
Të kanë
you've got
t'Italis.
Napoli, right? So it's always gonna
Ja,
sound
lova shka
Italian.
valla.
I like. This is a weird one out of Synopsy here as well, by the
Har
way, because he's opted for the
kommentator
Max 10
Bodal.
again, and this is very similar antics to what Flusher likes to do as well, since it makes you very disposable, gets you a lot of macro control, and at the cost of maybe losing a Max 10, sure, you can manage that. and
Që
still
valla e lon ka
make
speedi
it.
këto
It's
këtu me
an
zara
economical
killa e qetë
decision, but then
në
it's for
kame.
Fletcher to go down first, and we still have that Max 10 in there.
Keni sena pësthik familje.
Oh,
Te bani,
Speedy
killin e
forced
parë moti.
turnaround from the flash, and Ozek will actually help with the kill into Scenari. So all of a sudden,
Travel
it's a 5-on-2
palla
with
vela game.
GXX tagged through the smoke. Speedy holding down into short. GXX spotted on the shoulder peak, but not eliminated. And what do you want to do here? This A side is under lockdown. It's 4 players waiting for them, so I guess they're just gonna go back towards B. But the B side is not open. It is Slacks with the op, ready to lay down the law as B and E don't have any util. Was it a fake? I don't know what the plan is. Maybe saving? Yeah, I guess saving. They do
Save
have enough
bas,
money to
shka ban
weaponize
pezës
those,
edhe.
so saving is the logical option. But it's unfortunate for B and E because alternate acts will get their second round on the board. Again, that doesn't mean that alternate acts will back to equal footing with B and E. No way. It's still 3 rounds between them and B and E, but you know, dealing some damage on Inferno here is also very impressive considering how this is a very good map for B and E. Second most played map tied up with Ancient. Their most played is Mirage, but that's the permaban of alternate attacks, so they're not about to let it through, you know. The fact is, on the first map, yeah, we were
Shpërndajeni
saying
wallahi,
how,
me
you know,
shpërndajeni.
it's only gonna be B&E
Hajde se po fiton
winning.
banaja me
Yeah,
kismet.
they were 89, so yeah, they managed to win it. But here, 67 for B&E, 17 for alternate acts. That's not very helpful at all. Only the fact that they played a lot of games after the player break, right? So they got
And their
some of that
victories against
recent.
X domination, which the only thing I've seen from that roster, I've never actually been able to watch them play, but that X domination, they're always that one odd victory in someone's otherwise clean record in some sort of ESEA game or something. So for that to be your only victory, and then with a 16-3, I don't know what the hell happened there, but considering all the rest of the losses are relatively convincing for the opponents, something must have gone on.
Technical
Ultimate
pauza.
attacks, maybe they were feeling like they had golden hands, just like an overpass. Every shot that you hit is just so crisp.
Yeah.
Technical
Yeah,
calls.
exactly.
Coach DC, that's not great, but it also does mean that this is probably not going to be an insanely long technical pause, right?
It shouldn't be. I
Visst ni
mean,
killgint.
he should be on his way back, I guess, if he just, you know, connected from if he lost connection, then it could be a little bit of a longer one, I guess. Hopefully not.
I think Banning's League is such an interesting one because
Knas është ti na për map ky bës.
I feel like they're gonna have to have a lot
Derisa të kryet technical
sitting in their
pauza, mos
inbox
harroni bësa me kliku butonin
from
subscribe.
organizations wanting to pick them up.
Dhe dhaz në ziljen.
The only team that are
Se të
a
banaj
bit
ata
high
që të muj
unsigned.
kaloj plot.
It's kind of like a rapper not joining a music label or something, right? You own all your rights, get away with that. You don't have to listen to anybody. You get to make your own decisions. You've got people who are in the space being your manager. And it just wins the hearts, right? Not being owned by some huge corporation or whatever. Just being the businessman and the player.
Yeah, but you know, I guess they haven't found the right offer, right? Because they're not gonna, you know, offer themselves up for too little, considering the position.
Startando un di tet.
Yeah, exactly. So they're not about to, you know, get paid €100 per month to play for some unknown org.
Well, I can offer them so much exposure though. Have they ever thought about that? Slacks. Uh-oh, that's a shot that you don't usually see him missing, and this would have been a great one-up for alternate attacks in a must-win round almost.
Nade doesn't deal as much damage as I thought it would. I'm thinking things very slow here. B&E just waiting for a reaction out of alternate aTTaX Slacks. Perfect nade. GX6 down to less than half HP scenario. Tag down. Is that enough though? Brigand's very close to Perks here, and actually Perks will get some help because Freeze is here and Slacks is on his way. So they might have read this one perfectly here, alternate aTTaX. The biggest problem is they need to stop the push. There come in the smokes and
Arsenar, Marnião, bravo. Mavre. Kjær. Bra Flatra. Plant. Ui, trauzade. Half HP and dead. Men muito estão na mid sniper lá. Ah, Flatra, som på sitt case. Nice try.
It's the third round on the board for alternate aTTaX, and a very good retake of that, and an initial hold as well. They read it really well.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised that Ozek was coming through that late, but it actually worked wonders. And GXX still not aware of it. Bad News Eagles, without them finding an opening kill there, it makes it so impossible. I love the swing out of Slacks. He could just run wide there, but instead he inches forward on the angle. And at that point, the opponents aren't holding that tiny little sliver of a gap that they're leaving. No, they're holding the wide swing. Etienne firing back. We've still got that hero AK.
Şahaya ve sener. Çarala meni harmetrein.
Shut down, but that hero AK is still laying about.
Čekal, zdaj kad ja moj kljuve nebo. Poljepke.
Riggin, of course, very much the same, but he's already low in HP, so ideally he wouldn't be the one picking it up. Doing damage is the name of the game here. Perks needs to be so careful.
Nice. Super lançou.
Already on the angle.
Ecco Jenakon.
Still turned into him.
Due orbi imorgon. Som börjar med F2. Ecco. Oh, it's still bomb.
They have gotten the bomb down.
And still a good chance for alternate aTTaX.
Nemojte mi vići ta vzejk inflatora, super ješ. Mavre. Tunna.
There's the fourth round on the board for alternate aTTaX. You know, at 5 in a row, they get the little animation on the scoreboard, and that's where you want to be. You want to get your momentum up, so that he can try and overwhelm the team that we were singing their praise at first. Tactical pause called in by B&E. Only the first one called in, you know, but forcing a tactical pause this early on, I feel like that's a very good sign out of alternate aTTaX that they're putting the right pressure onto them. Because B&E, again, they're ranked 22nd. I was making a case when we saw teams like number 18 the world playing against number 100, you know, it's not that big of a difference in terms of the teams there being pretty close to each other either way. But when it comes to the top 30 teams playing against the top 60 team, usually that means it's a very big difference, because you know, the top 30 is so hard to get. But so far, alternate aTTaX, very respectable performance from them, and they're looking for even more. I mean, why stop here? Why not even win this best of 3?
Why?
I do like the tactical pause for Bad News Eagles.
هذا بنايم الزمر.
You've got 4 tactical pauses, and you've got a gun round coming up. I don't think there's any other reason or no better moment to take it than now, because you're still in the leading position. Right. Pose with the orb.
Bravo رجال. هيك ساعتها برا.
For a little bit longer, but this push instantly triggered over towards that B site now. Batman Eagles called back. GXX caught a whip. First starts spraying.
Nice game too. هذا بقى هدن بوش الترحب موتي. ونعم هم ترحب. شايا برسنارك. صحيح. كاوا صوت ركضه. تشتاف زي كده موتي ميت.
Is gonna have to change it. Doesn't even kill Synopsy though.
Fin boy saves us. I don't know what. Yeah, saves. GG, caught him with Josh. Speedy Carcalo, I don't kill.
They will just go for the save. It's gonna be BNE getting one on the board. This time they prevail.
Bunny push koya
They
beden.
keep it close here, alternate axe. I wanna actually double check which side of alternate axe is better on this map, even though, you know, there is 17%.
Lama si bunny forse tashiron. Sniper.
And for BNE, it's technically the CT side, so we should get even more action as they swap sides. But for now, we still have some more rounds out of this first half.
Again, series do kill us, Shabo.
Good money in the bank for alternate axe. They can just buy comfortably. We'll see what the answer is after they lose another round here. You know, they were booking for the equalizer. We're now not being able to get it, but you know, there's still enough time. I'm actually really invested in this one. It's looking so good for alternate aTTaX. This one is a little bit more equal between the two teams, but just the fact that it is looking equal between those two teams is a very good sign for alternate aTTaX. Now, BNE switching it into second gear. Quick play into mid. Flash coming through from short. Slacks has some backup from Ozek as well in case he is needed. No smoke to block the vision of the offer, and that's gonna be Blatrov going.
Bravo Regan.
Fully blinded, but he's
Si po dik shkav zeki po kryet rom loja. Rond. Ik kisha den ja, Regan. Ah, bro. No. I want smoke eller så pass.
Yeah, exactly. It opens up the site.
Oj, kanske hoppas mot. Förstärk bara köra. Träva sig det.
Scenario still an unknown factor. Where is he going to come into play?
Bra Synops. Vi ser ner det, ممكن تشوفين باخ ماش في. واسبس كاشو سنير هيس. Oh, they're scenario. Med dalpi på normal sida.
Delay their battles. They just need to be able to defuse or to deny the defuse. You've got
Did it?
a 10 seconds.
Skoko. Oka. Katerstad. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Barely. He's going back for the AWP, but I think he's going to be too late.
Det handlar om fört.
Well, BNE. Luckily for them, that Birdies didn't have a
Jag hoppar det på sniper där. Ska han då? Jo, här.
But it doesn't matter. Look, part
Bosan se nuk e keni kliku akoma butonin subscribe, mos u menani shumë gjatë, por klikojeni. Është free. Vetëm sonte deri mas orës 12.
Basically a forced buy out of alternate aTTaX, so B&E could get themselves up to 9. And again, it's a classic map from B&E. We expect them to do really well in this one. Down to 3 players here, alternate aTTaX. A P250, an AWP, and an AK left.
Hajde be, qëta vëzejkin me mytë super bat. Jam rralla snipin, edhe e fitojmë rundin.
Well, A side completely open, they're gonna throw the use along to that side, and they're not gonna find anyone. It's probably just gonna be a couple of weapons saved. Freeze might want to save the armor. Because in the next one, you won't really have a lot.
Armor, smoke, and P250s, whatever.
Serious
AK
background.
now, so you're obviously saving that. There's not even
Puntja u komplikonen sa është 3
But even before that, altogether, it would have been around the value of 1600. Because obviously B&E would get that 300 kill reward as well.
Kan er bara save närmast.
Or
Save to
getting closer
Snart.
in case somebody peeks him from behind. It is still, however, a loss for
Katar med ett.
ultimate attack, so good this
Hajde bana i me zaman.
economy. And they still have to swallow the pill. And losing out the half. That news Eagles. They don't really need a whole lot in order to be competitive in this map. But obviously Inferno is not like 7 to 8 is disaster class or anything. You're still well within the realms of possibility. You are going to need to show up, and thus far it's just been bad news Eagles running the show.
Well then. Not the best, you know, not the best situation to be in if you're alternate axe, but you have to make do with what you have. Ooh.
Synopes!
Bit surprised, Synopsy goes down. Needs to back away, so he's not
Mother
smashed.
flower.
The wallbang is not to take down freeze. He's gonna get himself very close. Spotted on the jump. For now, B&E, they're not gonna take their time. They're actually gonna boost up onto the wall, take down freeze. Sure, they might have lost the first player. It's a 4-on-4, and aTTaX only has a P250 in CT. Perk swings out with the AK, gets a kill onto Riggin, finds a second.
Ta det gans.
Wait a minute, GX6 and Juan Platro. You're not out of the woods just yet.
O, pas osmi malli
Also
që atje me
CT,
shtimë.
making sure no one's close, but there's 2 players in ruins, and you're about to be backstabbed from Banana as well. It's an USB first, so it's not the end of the world. Perks.
Ta det.
He's gonna be eliminated by GX6. aTTaX needs to be careful.
Ma, vrapje për masit.
All they needed to do was wait for Speedy.
Tra se një aty a do të ketë fort gen se jo. Speed jemi. 3 kill'e, okej.
Attacks just like that, you see the value of saving over 3 of those weapons from the previous round, carry them into the next. Put Bad News Eagles to the test, who are going to get a pretty penny in their pockets, but it's actually a very awkward one because you've got
Hade
3
bide
players
vi
that
sa 2 runda till vi
are
tar
in
ut
a
sitt
pretty
PS-svar.
healthy monetary position. The rest are a bit far out. Considering you've only got 2 more rounds left to play, I reckon you buy up 2 hero AKs, maybe 3, and run a very similar round. Can't invest too deeply, but they're actually going for the all-out buy. Not too sure whether I'm a fan of this because you're gonna have.
Hade bide gans med snipe. Duket hissu no të bo killa me snipe.
Trying to make it as close as possible here, alternating aTTaX to deal as much damage as they can.
No,
Maybe
still
a-
Synopse.
that's a very good name.
Tje.
The Nopsy at the end of the
Scheiße.
smoke almost go. He actually goes down to aTTaX. In the meantime, Juan Platro trying to get an answer, but aTTaX made it into long. So now, Regan will try to go to B. That's where
Po
Freeze
komplikojnë
is.
lojën a
He
bor
can-
për pa lidhje.
He can delay them if they actually decide to push through, but he actually
Qaja bre gans.
GX6 catches freeze. It should be, to be honest. I mean, at this point, it's a 4-on-4, it's a hard retake, and I don't think it's worth it considering we're gonna go into the last round of the first half. Although alternate axe could have enough money, maybe they do want to go for this one. Won't yet to be planned.
And they've got enough money on some of their
Jó,
players.
no, hogy néz meg a
Why
mattára.
go for this, right? There's no need. You know that in a 4-on-4 retake, especially this late, you're always going to struggle. So, Bad News Eagles, you allow them on to 9. It's not the end of the world if you collect that final round. Especially in the more recent times, Inferno just has been relatively T-sided. Considering in a map pool that was always a lot of emphasis on that CT side, Bad News Eagles are doing well right now. On the opposite side of the wall, but they are going to remain in armistice.
Hajde lenyarod már zámar.
Alternate attacks, however, this is a must-win round. If they lose it, I don't really think that they're going to have a lot of conversation when the second half comes around.
Yeah, it doesn't get easier, right? Yeah, sure, they get on the technically their favorite side, but B&E does the same. And if they get double digits before that, it's gonna be very complicated for alternate axe to get anything more out of it. Oh, Freeze! He spotted a couple of players.
Bra beflätra.
Finding 2 kills in mid.
GG, det känns säkert. Har du kört?
Of the A side by himself, gets the first kill, but one Flatro somehow doesn't get that kill. Will get it eventually. Now in a 3-on-2, A site overtaken. Unfortunately, alternate axe, they have to go for this one. It's the last round of the first half. There's no saving here. Maybe they can catch out GXX in mid. Ooh, he turns around perfectly. Freeze. Yeah, he gets a kill.
Freak hennes att lava.
No argument. Touched by the molly is going to be enough to take him down. So
Freak channel.
Try it. Might as well, right? Final round. Nice shot by Juan Platero. Double digits for B&E in the first half. 10-5. It's not looking. It's not looking too well here, Dan. If I'm being honest, for the German side.
Well, they have fallen pretty flat. That's also because Bad News Eagles are just puncturing holes continuously. They're continuously finding themselves having to fix issues.
Pääs mä lait piesa apart under one match. Vazhdu piesna e dytë.
More freedom to set the pace. They still need to take into account the pushes that Bad News Eagles are inclined to do. They love showing a bit of that aggression, almost to the point of disrespect.
O, Selmanski, nie ujmę pozdyszimy byle.
I love to see it. Alternate attacks. These were setting up the top mid smoke, but it seems like there's a change of plan here. They actually want to go top mid and save the smoke. Just Freeze line that up. Haven't seen the lineup, but that's just going to be from Motor. They're actually going to push long, so re-split it seems to be.
Okay. Can they bypass the defense though? Oh, a shot like that, it's going to be hard. Flash coming through. In the meantime, it's an area eliminated. Ray gun, awkward duel. There's still a third player towards B. So Synopsy can still be a big thorn in the side of alternate aTTaX as he gets the kill and spurs with the duel. He's going for more speedy. Good headshot in a timely manner. GXX taking the duel in mid against Freeze. Will actually lose it. That's actually GXX winning the duel, I mean. On Flatro.
Flatro!
By Speedy as he thought he was planting the bomb, but guess what? He wasn't. GXX now. Up for the clutch. 1-on-2. USB in hand. 2 players next to him and he's gonna be this round going the way of alternate aTTaX.
Ja, az beszélj du för light. Ez benne nem is jön.
It's a start.
Hade benne én az állam.
But only a start. Still, you're up against Bad News Eagles, who got a force up. Put alternate attacks to the test again. They are very well equipped for the job here. 2 Mac 10s, an AK for the heavy firing power, and 2 Galils. Alternate attack shouldn't have an issue unless they get caught unaware. Currently, they are in a very separated position. There's nobody in between to try and help them out. Try and help the 2 groups play off of each other. Snacks and Allsec now rotating back, and that is really the firing squad that you're looking for. And you can see it in the fragging department now as well. They lead the scoreboard. Alternate attack, they are going to jump out of apps and going to try and crack through, but Wriggle, an incredible decapitation, and all of a sudden that's the pump down, so everybody from Bad News Eagles can respond to this. Slacks has to win this duel, he does. My goodness, scenarios, we go on board with him. That's a spectacular shot through the smoke. That's still the sight of alternate attacks.
2-3.
Well. Still really close.
Čuo se nere! What headshot je! Eći to daš me bok ljepša double headshota? Kuku baba i bas. Se nere per alltid jalla baba. Skis.
B&E are going to be very happy with it, and alternate aTTaX, they were probably feeling confident. 3 against 2, they had to push the side with pistols. But no one expects Scenery to get an instant double kill with a 5-7, right?
Stupid. You shouldn't, in a fair scenario, have a chance to retake the site. When it's 2-on-2, let alone when your opponent have 1 more on
Kukušaju kaboj. Evo čas on udarala me bok
Never let
ljep.
your guard down against Bad News Eagles. Of course, they're going to sit still for a second, recover from that, and hope that Bad News Eagles walk into their cluster, so all they have to do is tap the shoot button. That's a rough one, you're sailing the seas to try and get a comeback, and all of a sudden that storm occurs. You're going to be second guessing your passage.
That's insane. It's just...
Hajde ba ne jeme zeman.
Like, if you're in the game here, what is your thing? Look at this scenario.
Scenere i pandasham. Tu speedine na ono sam kuda dolki bahrać. Hajde speedin me thik.
Everyone speedy's all alone.
19 kila I bani speedy, qysh man.
28 HP, Deagle in hand, Mac 10 on his back, but I don't think he really wants to play with a Mac 10 at this point. Needs instant headshots with the Deagle.
Po.
And to be frank, there's M4s on the ground.
Një
I
myt
think
këtë
the Deagle
Deagle
is his best chance.
të dyt.
It's
O
the
nona.
one-shot headshot
No bre.
on Synopsy.
Hajde gjujti male.
On Platro.
Por kam.
We'll smoke up the bomb. We'll get under the defuse, but there's the Mac 10
Defuse!
coming out. Oh, the Mac 10 is
Defuse baba!
just a little bit too late. B&E
Si dhim kamit.
is stolen away.
6-12, veç edhe 4 runda të dërruar meq. Edhe shkojna në mob 3, në asjend.
Gotta feel sour. You get the A, so individually you might be happy, but all that at the cost of losing round something.
Ace bani ja?
Right now.
Fenona.
ATN, they're gonna force up again. Spend all their cash. I quite like that. And when you're in a position where you get consistent bomb plants, you've got enough money. They are continuously doing damage. So Bad News Eagles, not really in the greatest position. You've got a scout and also a bullet in the head of GXX. He's able to tell the tale though. And destroy any capacity of the brain. Or just be limping through the rest of the round.
Oh, okay, good pre-fire. Even though he was through the wall, it still puts Riggin on alert and forces him to reposition. Now the problem is, B&E are still keeping 4 players towards the A side, but as I say, that Scenery moves in towards B. Synopsy wins the duel against Free Speedy. Would to the eagle looking for more headshots, but he won't be allowed to get any more perks. We'll go down to
Treba se doći će lavi na kađa.
down to Ozek and Slacks. They just found out that it's a B play in the end. Regan
No, bre.
taken down by Slacks and Scenarios on 22 HP. He's gonna rush it.
Ja, sen är det inte mycket man vet.
But they're both so low.
Hade sen här, please.
Also one shot with the scout.
Måste där ma.
That's
GG.
there's no way for Snary here, right? 22 HP. Has to hit a headshot on Slacks.
Nice try.
And instead, Slacks is going to return the favor. And okay,
Good. Spicy.
yeah,
Tossy.
I'm very happy that they won the round. But the hard reality of the fact is still that they're down 7-12. Sure, Bad News Eagles are going to force up, so you're in a great position to actually get them to 9 off of the back of one round win. If you lose this, that takes all the wind out of the sails, and I don't think there is going to be a tertiary win.
Oh, maybe. It's a force buy for B&E, so
Ha, det var
could get up to 9.
Parfords by a loss kan bli sen.
Regan spotted, back down to 54. Scenary. The first set of
Men
boxes
mi marni att
by
räcka illa.
Ozek, but Ozek is hitting some
Bravo Regan, här är Regan.
shot freeze. Another player through the smoke.
Här är bevisan jag dö häckni.
Some damage dealt by Juan Platro, so I guess there's still a
There's
chance
the
into
Mali.
this one if they hit their
Joysen
headshots,
vi gick i.
considering how speedy and Bergs are on full HP.
Oh,
Okay.
Shit.
A second later and he could have lined it up.
That was a recognition and a half out of Speedy though. Saw the gap in the smoke and he was already
Men
heading
mot
to
Synaps
front
med
of
Ekstad.
Koment.
Här är Synaps. Här är Synaps du med
Scary
Zamar.
stuff. Synaps.
Bravo Synaps. Här är Synaps. Bravo Synaps.
Oh, and a secondary
Hets.
round to back it up.
Hets sportskoja belon sarsuksha eko. Hets.
No goddamn way, this should even be alive. Too quick scout head.
Hets och Synaps är skivaktani.
He's not pushing further. That means the time is fading.
Bara hets och våra snarsen i EK ma
They have
sarsuksha
Slack
safe.
so far away as well. So realistically, it only had to be Speedy.
Nice try.
If he killed Speedy,
Ja, kad ti myd valat ju bajke push på stip se noli hezen.
10-second fuse or not.
Sure, I get
Slack
that
is
help
all
up.
the way in live
Speedy
with
knob.
BD to get around the corner of the boost up position in order to have a firing lane. That would have been insane, but the hypotheticals don't bring you anything in this game.
Catch one to watch, sure.
No.
No, sure, hit her.
It should be 9 unless the hero Aker that was now carried over.
Susika. I kapje.
Put all the work in.
Hajde bënej me zamër, mos harroni me kliku butonin subscribe të ndëruar me gjithashtu follow faqen në Instagram butiku biz post para siempre. Para se të naj maisa, naj duksa, naj jumpera, naj farmerka, majski mani, break, qëropa.
I just
Maybe it's
like
my aim.
basically having the thing of if I can't see their heads anymore, I'm right on it. But yeah,
Ma bre.
That's
then I
the same
still
for
will-
Bergs.
Ma pes se ju ka.
That's the AK. You're gonna want to try something. and, well, that's exactly what they do again.
Vele som pas.
Freeze the AK.
Qysh smok.
He just
What
gets
the
sprayed. No mercy at all here.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Something in an attack, blitzing through
Misha
the
mia
round.
mi.
Who
Hajde
cares?
brada 4 runda me zemër.
This is the sprint that we all want to see where both competitors are on equal.
Që të rëndot me fitu gjallësysh për ndrysh. E marëm të poizën, ja hajtë
I
mbele.
respect the try there with a jump, trying to overwhelm your opponent, but couldn't really get done. Alternate aTTaX after that flawless round, their economy is looking a little bit better, but now B&E, they're gonna have the weapons. No op for GXX though, so. We'll
Känner
see if
att
that
på
has
snipe
impact,
nästan rangold.
as alternate aTTaX already very close to mid. You wanna go for
Gjuja
fast
një
play,
boom
there's
e
only a
të
couple players here.
Aj,
Flatra
flatra bre. Hare flatra me zemër.
positioning, taking down freeze.
Hare flatra dhe njerë me zemër.
For a
Ah.
second, but Ozek manages to get the kill.
Këgja damage kam bo.
Smoke, Synopsy.
Bravo
Forced out of
Synaps.
position, but he's
4-3, avzej kjo shumë lov.
They'll try to flush
Gjune
it
nej
out, but
bombe
he
besh
can't
atë.
really do it. Oh, he can. Perks actually
Ma
gets the
bre
kill.
bor, dhe
There's
vëse
a
dhe
trade.
ligoni me.
Still won the duel against Slack.
Bravo Rigan. Hare Rigan.
It's all down to Perks.
Ma një ka një dyt.
Has to isolate the duel,
Ma bre.
and he does
Bravo bre Gantz! Let's go baby! Mycket körs och Juja var motit. Juja nenenja. Thig be, thig qit avzeken Allah, thig be. Nisteni kila I kobbre.
aTTaX will still be able to buy. ENE get one step closer to getting this map under their belt.
Qit avzeken, thig Allah do të me prej. Që se prej na në qit mapën tjetër do të gjithqysh.
Between players. Or just boredom after winning the round and shooting corpses for fun.
Bosa nëse jeni të ri në këtë kanal, mos harroni me bo subscribe edhe like.
It's tough that ultimate attack didn't get that bomb.
Kena mi kqyr banajet. Ju vjen notifikacioni se hopni asnjë lojë. Sanere! Henjo Sanere si koja belen. E mriti avzekin. Katër shit ket.
An ultimate attack with their star player extinguished.
Gjuja një bomës atë.
We'll have to see for other players to try and step up. That's, in my opinion, kind of been the issue for ultimate attacks. Not necessarily in this best of 3, but Freeze also such a contrast between how he played an over
Lees mos bani pika, ta kanë marrë.
player there.
Rigoni e hek tash këta.
Same.
Ne.
Important kill found by Freeze. Can you find the second?
Po deshat smoke me gjuhës njerë.
Over CT slacks. Making sure the bomb makes it over safely with the bomb planted. And with that kill found by Perks onto Synopsy. That's gonna be enough to win the round. GXX and Juan Platero, they will save their weapons. But again, their economy is not good. I don't think they'll have enough money for another buy, so they might be on another eco, which means alternate aTTaX could get themselves to 11. But again, it's a lot of ifs. And ifs don't win rounds. So we'll see how it goes as the bomb explodes. That's double digits for alternate aTTaX, and I feel like it's still a very respectable 10 rounds here for alternate aTTaX. You know,
Det blir så tre runda.
really surprising how well he managed to play against a team like BNE on arguably one of their best maps.
That's also a bit of a disappointment here for B&E. Obviously, ultimate attack, they could still creep up closer in the rankings, but to be struggling this much against somebody who should be far behind you. Gotta do something to the confidence, but what it will always be is that sure B&E will do some digging on ATN.
Çka vzeke, Allah ka diçka.
Are the ones sitting on the throne in this matchup.
Sa I pa çka vzeke.
They're going to be less inclined to put in everything because they've just got that individual capability. When they line up a CT,
Bravo, Senaria, palej.
it hits every day. You have got a lot of information. And the rest are just running A.
O, Sener!
The backup, going to get a
No,
free
bre,
kill
Sener.
scenario, but it's going to be Synopsy that's
Hajde be Synops,
the whole
bravo.
miraculously.
Bravo Synops! Qaja!
Oh my god.
Flatro thik, thik!
Way around the corner.
Thik bre, heni e thik bre som doj.
Oh, ultimate attack. She had
Henne
everything
thik bre
she
nja.
needed to kill the 5-7. That was right around the corner.
Çka vzeke sa I pa zollaj djem.
Could be the tipping point here. Unless Freeze pulls off the 1-on-2. Now it's not the hardest 1-on-2 ever. Is the enemy is tagged up, but needs to find them first. and
Që ban killa edhe
find
na
them in a
sen.
favorable way.
Kësë I pas.
Ooh, he's
Ska
recording
shanse,
from
Allah, në
library.
këtë lojt mja derë stina.
Platero waiting behind the box.
No,
eliminated by
bre.
Freeze. Down to a 1-on-1 against Regan. Molly, that's missed, right? That doesn't do anything to Regan, but you know, he will get the bomb planted at least. Now into the 1-on-1, another Molly into short. Freeze.
No, bre, bor.
Gets the headshot, the 1-on-2 clutch.
Fuck.
Oh, he was so good for B&E, but Freeze to pull out with that clutch. He was before that 1-on-2. He had the lowest amount of kills on the team. And you know, he's tied up with Speedy, but it doesn't even matter. It's just a point we can make, right? It doesn't matter if you're sitting on top of the scoreboard or at the lower side of the scoreboard, you can still deliver.
Yeah, that's insane. Free stepping up when it matters the most. Nearing the end of this map. An alternate attack want to make sure that Bad News Eagles know through and through what just happened to them. Taking a pause after winning a round. It's always ballsy and Bad News Eagles in return. They call a tactical as well. So I feel like this is becoming such a mind game. Also with shooting the bodies and stuff like that. The mental fortitude is going to be annoying to try and maintain, and especially for a team like Bad News Eagles, who know that they should have a lot more of an easy time here. Ultimate attacks are bringing the game to them, and being such an
Mos harroni bosma ball like or subscribe. Shkojna për 200 like-a. Edhe 3000 soba me I baj shanso për.
That can give you that extra bit of edge. Surely Bad News Eagles continue to force up here, right?
Hajde bënej me zemër. Bani një shqipunja këtë për bënej.
Another A1S. If this goes wrong though, ultimate attacks will be at the throats of Bad News Eagles. And they will meet at eye level.
Strand do të me fitot gjatë hyrse, për ndërër për lëg bat.
Well then, it all comes down to alternate aTTaX's plan of attack.
E ka nisin upsi.
Damage dealt with the mollies, well, with the nades actually early on. There's the mollies force out Synopsy, but I think he has an angle through the smoke there. Yeah, the edge of the smoke. It's 3 players here. It is a very complicated site to try and overtake. They are patient, alternate aTTaX. And because of that, it's going to be the reposition from BNE. Only Juan Flatro is ready to fight mid. GXX, he actually is thinking of rotating to the B side. Ooh, that could be perfect for the German side. And the molly for short, they're going to start their execution towards the A side. There's the smokes coming in. They're going to wrap around through long. Is there a flash?
Bravo Gans. Hadi Gans. E hik all speedin si kuj bot. O, kqyr be këtej bre Gans. Ma bre bor që kemi ju mi drejta. Bravo be Synops. 2 ose 2. Bum një karo. Ke bre.
Has to save the M4 on planet. Do you go for this one? I guess, well, he's getting closer to the site. It's a 1-on-2. It's not the hardest situation, but he's being held by the Opper. Oh, this is so risky.
We're trying to pick up a weapon somewhere along the way.
Hadi se kena besim të Seneri.
Surely not, right? He is actually going for this? Oh, well, you best show up then, my lad.
Ty! Nenen, ta net ke qit tjetërin I herë. Fajnë ati me snipe di qysh I kisho mik.
Likely change the story, but now you just throw it to the sharks and it's easily going to get gobbled up. You would have been able to do some damage. Make alternate attacks work for it. And instead of that, you're going to be able to nade stack, have a few 5-7s, but chances for this round are deeply in favor of alternate attacks, who are infiltrating the ranks of Bad News Eagles. There's no second chances here as well. So if Bad News Eagles lose, they are out. And they won't even be in the playoffs of this qualifier.
Ooh, the double nade. Synopsy moved at the right time. Will they check position Speedy? Surely he does. Oh, he doesn't. He actually walks into
Oh,
it.
flick bra Synops. Oh, flick bra, no. Cool bre bor, pse vesh as. Disha jam të lo, po totën disha vëndë.
Alternate aTTaX, I think they're feeling very confident.
Një korban bre bor.
Very important round. If somehow BNE walk away with this one, it's gonna be a big.
Mos va pik Rikan, please, mos del Rikan.
That adds the pressure. Turns on the cooker. dislodge that lid.
Bra kör det attackar med all push.
And technically that's already fallen into the camp of Bad News Eagles, but with a return kill, resets the score, alternate attack, they're going to have to do the most work when they're going towards the B site. That's exactly where they're going. Flash coming into CT, Snary iced out instantly. The boost up to the 9 by Fraser. This is a spectacular side take. Nothing that Rigon can do. He will try and move into the vision, but as soon as he rounds the corner, Perks has got a nasty surprise waiting for him. And Bad News Eagles put to the test again, and everything is going to come down to that next round.
It's always scary, right? When they go towards the B site and there's a player boosted up and you're thinking...
Jabala sana brać. Çatırandın sinne opsiyon dersine paplaşa bu. Narsa çatırandek şamzayar Allah. Çatı koy myti dött med snipe.
Struck down, but not this time. Alternate aTTaX, leaving no stone
Lyckat sagt.
unturned.
Ja, bre.
And with the bomb exploding, it is all equal footing.
Kattar rondar där ni kan hoppa pass så.
13. Bad News Eagles.
Peter late startat passa.
Just like still in my mind, purely because it would end. Had this been the first map, I would have fully been on board of alternate attacks. They've got the momentum.
Haydi bana yemezamar. Masarani bosan var like och subscribe. Saper känner. Just för bana like och subscribe bana är tjöv. Nej bara zana.
I mean, Bad News Eagles out of the tournament. That would be insane. That's why I just don't see it happening. Bad News Eagles should have the clutch factor. But in general, Germans known how to keep it level-headed. Stoic. Alternate attacks, they're pushing up. But out of control.
Starta, per startar han
Now they want more.
tätt runda.
I like that. Waiting for the flash to pre-fire offense. Smartly done by alternate aTTaX now.
Start keçe begynner att köpa en chanjit Allah.
You do have to go through GXX and also Scenario. I feel like GXX is the biggest damage dealer right now by having the op towards star. No rotation towards B just yet from the A site. Alternate aTTaX. Putting a lot of pressure into DNE right now.
Elegant.
Smoke coming through. That's the smoke for CT. Oh, and they actually molly the opera out of position.
Elegant.
GXX should be there.
Ma bre bult. Ja, gens det kan med snipe kan hes. Sen är babat. Ma Lars kan inte dig så. Ma babor. Tjära börjar gå i shabbai kan zarka thiken to boppers. What the fuck?
And he loses the round. It was so little time. There was 17 seconds left. He slacks down. He wins the round.
Tjära börjar bara push med thik. What the fuck?
That was so good from Perks. That's insane.
That was the round. And it was all in favor. Slacks was by his lonesome on the B site. He'd have to stick the
Vad skulle det gå i bada?
Had Perks gone down instantly, it would have been a 1v3. There was no chance. Bad News Eagles, they're forcing up as well. And the Eagles come through and MP9. It's certainly no slouch of a pod. You just don't have the proper utility. Oh my god, that's so massive, and that's bound to give you a lift. And on the contrary, for B&E,
Jävlar. Tjur bara. Med hopp i över båda alla.
Shrug that off. It's a lot harder to do when you're the ones that all the expectations lie with.
Sen är det parska ju barn i alla. Sjunkta min här däken. Tjuna svar jag har. Hade synaps. Bra. Ja, det blir häcka med synarket mat. Hade slättra. Va. Kort helt svår. Vitsen ner det åt lov. Vitsen ner det åt lov.
God, slacks. Limiting Reagan there, and Scenario will go for the save. It's 15 for the German side. I think you do, to be honest. You have enough money in the bank.
You're gonna get 3,500 as well, so...
Alloj se neri për ba diferencë për këta s'po din me majt. Kjo Allah po ba first skill.
Unless you somehow lose all 5 players, but then that becomes a whole nother issue. They are going about this very passively. Obviously, it is always scary. Somehow, maybe that ninja defuse is going to come through. But it looks like Scenario should be far enough out. Slacks even goes down, so that is going to make it a tad bit awkward.
Dille se nërë qëti që bra.
He's making all the noise, and of course, when you run out of bullets, easy peeking. Sure, you have to make a lot of investments. But there's only going to be 2 more rounds. Got a 1,400 loss bonus. So that
Zive vorzi shka ju ka gjejet vetë.
Attack pause.
Nuk ban qëto me lëshu lëjën Allah. Da pishesin lëjët a zi shka po bajnë. Zbana bors. Hatri jo në zba me shqit lëjën Allah. Një ekip e kena be, një ekip. Zbana.
I guess an apology is in order from us, Dan.
Yeah, I never saw alternate attacks taking this, let alone taking it in this regard.
I mean, I just want to say, you know, after they changed around some players, I did get the chance to cast alternate attacks, and they were looking very nice. But since then,
Ja I ban push me thik,
they
ka
weren't
ja
looking
velan.
all that hot, right? They were looking good, but good for tier 2 standards. The fact that they have 2 chances to close out this best of 3, 2-2-0 against B&E. This is a very
Pse marr push,
trying to get aggressive in Banana. They take control over it. They did deal some damage to Ozek.
Hajde be, hajde fiton e qitë rëndë. Shkujnë anë overtime bile.
Control of Banana, and in the meantime, alternate aTTaX
2 rënda
did
fakt.
control of
Qitë rëndë tani.
Molly forced out Scenario.
Qërar Allah, që kjo zeke së është I pas pa sharat. Që kjo së I pas. Na si na të lu mira, mo që kjo së I pas.
They didn't have a whole lot to start with.
Ja ka shti që të bëmë me seksi. Arrogance, bravo Begance. E ki edhe një mot. Call it Shannon. Qa është të sinaps? Bravo Flatra. Qa Allah kur po dërë me lua për që po mirë po kombinohen. A me të këtë mund. Qa ja sinaps, mas shafës. Hajde edhe një rëndë për overtime. Hajde be bor, mani mas ta bajna mat.
We're going to the final round of regulation.
All around in a completely different style, like we weren't really expecting out of alternate aTTaX, but as you said, they had enough money in the bank, so they have another buy here. One chance to close this one out, alternate aTTaX. To 14, and remember in the previous round it was Ozek to find the first kill. Good nade, deal some damage to Scenario. Not enough to be in a dangerous position. There's a 3rd player coming in towards B. That's GXX with the op.
That's far then. 13 and 21. What you look for?
Që beja gjyti bu mund që se kapi.
Slacks 26 and 15.
Arrogant.
Running the show.
Bravo Gant. Atë motin e myti. Rigoni valla, rigoni kon hez bab rigoni. Arrogant se hek alë qaton. Bravo Gant, bravo. Shikja po lypa dhe valla piteje. Ja, se neri hek ta s'ka, na vartajmë shkoj.
Regroup.
Hajde Flatra me zemër.
On Flatro. Smoke himself out, so he's not mollied. Synopsy on site, good nade. Oh, no, it's actually Juan Flatro taking down Perks.
Ikse
I
mal.
think they can molly him out. They actually can. This is just gonna swing through the smoke. Slacks.
Bravo, Synaps. GG.
Right,
Hajde shkojmë në overtime. Ha det bana me zemër,
surviving this endeavor.
klikoni
15
bosa
13
butonin
plus
like dhe
score
subscribe.
in favor of
Gjithashtu
Alternate aTTaX. B&E, they get 2 rounds here. But the fact is, they need 4 more if they want to be ancient as well.
That's a good ender though. Especially because for alternate attacks, it seemed like
ty e ta lejt me fitu bana e aj.
for them was in the air. They tasted the victory.
Edhe pak 100 watching, mono bosat bomi 100 watching t'ja kojna belen.
Combining on the pushes like they were initially. Getting picked apart. And also just didn't catch the timing. But it's all reset now. 12.5k injected into everybody's account. Ozek. Made it to oblivion, but he does manage to get away with it at least. Still surviving, but now you just have to take that more supportive role.
Ja, Rigoni kërka hezbo. Shka bo puna ti. Hare se nër me zemër luj qëto. No, soft flash një bana.
I think this could actually just from the save perks. Oh, he's been spotted.
The no
Flank won't work. Yeah, they're just gonna hold on to the weapons. This round is done. And alternate aTTaX, they get 16, but it's too late now. They need 19 this time around. But a good start to the half of the overtime.
Alternate attack pushing here and trying to go for the hunt. And they are going to all start creeping up while leaving Fraze at the site. But you need to kill every single CT member in order to have a chance. Synopsis, you're in an elevated position. The Ts don't really have
Qashtu,
much issue
qaja,
with Spitty, but
hekju
everybody's
bile
going down.
kam pare sa
Yeah,
dush.
hold off. You know that the rest of this is all going to be played out with every single possible weapon to the disposal of Bad News Eagles. To even be an OT, this is a great way to start for alternate attack. Shrug it off. Doesn't matter that you came here anymore.
Well, then back in the lead here, alternate aTTaX. B&E looking for yet another equalizer. Well, the util expended in banana in second mid as well. A double nade in banana, but no one is affected. Actually, everyone dodges any damage from the util so far, although Ozek gets domed by a nade. He's slowly working his way up banana. Looking for some help from his teammates. GXX is still here. He's holding down the angle. There's gonna be a flash coming in, or he even want to peek this angle. Ooh, jumping peek, but they find out the opera is here. Valuable information. We'll reposition though, GXX. No reason to wait in CT. And he gets tagged up by a nade. Freeze. Seen him in this position before. GXX and Scenari trying to cover the site. GXX will smoke himself.
No,
That's too
bebo.
late. Freeze, that's perfect timing. And it's all down to Scenari.
No molly though on his position, so he's going to be
Hade
able to
Senar.
deal with that at least and have some supporting flashes, but also
Bravo Senar. Shumë vana në edhe këta. Qaja bre. Bravo. S'ka montu. Vysë rrenis. Qaja bre si në. Pshorja vërë një. Hare bëna i me zemën.
It was looking so good, but the smokes were fading and it wasn't favoring alternate aTTaX. They lost 3 players in an instant. Went from a 4-on-3 to a 1-on-3. Okay, let's see who wins the last round of the first half of overtime. It's Reagan. Gets aggressive in banana and takes down Ozek. Good kill to start things off. Freeze being tagged down by Anita as well. Molly forces him out into the open, but Spray doesn't connect through the smoke. Now B&E are putting a lot of pressure onto alternate aTTaX. Forced to play into that A side. That's where 3 players are waiting. And GXX is one of them with the op. Although Synopsy's been the key man for B&E in this map. He's 32 and 22. Fourth man coming in towards
Çabamır Allah.
It's gonna be a hard take.
Olması bara pig bre.
And he was spotted by Scenery jumping. He had the right idea. But it just didn't
Kan det
get the
kalsa
right
ikke.
timing.
Easy kan.
Synopsy.
Bravo Synops.
Perfect.
Synopsy, man, he's been the carry.
Tja bre gans.
No issue hitting that shot. And it looks like alternate attacks as T-side train are not even going to get to the site here.
Ska vara en pösa dess.
Wait, they've actually got a free B bomb site. So
Wait, they don't know they stole away the bomb.
it's a 2v5 post-plant situation. There is still a bit of utility in alternate attacks. They are going to have to...
Kör igång Allah.
Well,
Var igång. Skjuter skommar Allah. Bravo bre Synops att la sig ner. Är för fan lyckat det pjäs Sparta overtime. Permrekoli.
not by a long shot, because Synopsy, he's going to have to do so much more.
Well then, as they swap sides. B&E are leading by 1. They need 2 to close out this map. 1 for map point. Alternate aTTaX. They need all 3 to win this one. To make it 19-17 is not an easy task for sure, but Freeze starts things off here in round 34 with a kill into Synopsy.
Trata kadar hila Synops ju.
The confidence ATN still have, but here B&E go on to the
Bravo flätra. Читал зайken sig kan Allah пошли runa.
That's the very first hurdle, but the secondary
Ja, ben sån är sen är det nästa.
that's a big one. Big old
What
German
the fuck? Flera anpekar.
crashing into that when you find out that the concrete they use is incredibly fortified. Alternate attacks put themselves back level again, and they are
Skallish.
the T side. It looked like they were at least going to get 2. Didn't manage to do that, but if they can go flawless here, they've still got it.
Question is who's going to secure map point first. Alternate aTTaX again. A lot of util thrown in banana. Should be able to get control easily. I think there's a flash ready here. I think they're being very passive. We're chilling with Synopsy there. Next to the entrance to T spawn. They send 2 players very close to mid, and there's flashes coming in. Oh wow. And short, double play in short, and they take down Scenario and Juan Flatro. They tried to be 1 step ahead here, B&E, but there were 2 steps behind. Now, can they overwhelm Slacks before help gets here? Flash coming over. Slacks misses a shot. Is he allowed to take a second shot? Yes, he is. But Dragon, he will stay alive. There it is. Freeze pushing through the smoke, and he's gonna get the double kill. Alternate aTTaX back on map point.
Allah shank freeze emot.
Free in a position where he was in Candyland for a second. Didn't know which one to pick first. He still get both frags, certainly no issue. Alternate attacks though, man. Again in a position where they can be the ones closing it out. Bad news Eagles put to the test again. Let's see that clutch ability. Extend this longer. They're gonna have to if they want to win. No need to tell that to them twice. But thus far, the site takes have all been in favor of alternate attack, perfectly picking their moments of when they need to push. And the early aggression here up against Ozek. Birds is so close, but at least Synopsy trades himself out. But that's the man with 35 frags, and there he can't do anything.
Ora, treba sa 3. Freeze passa povor.
Gets that return though. And just like that, it's just Freeze left on the site, spotted, crawling back, doesn't have anything left in the tank anymore.
Treba sa 2. Paket half HP janë apo. Inshallah se mi të kërkan që këmë snaj.
Golden, Slacks and Speedy. How do you approach this one? Juan Flatro's in Banana. All three of them are low HP. I think a Molly was dropped to Speedy. Molly for Dark? Oh yes it is. I think they're both
no, bravo. Se din për Flatrën që vëna. Hare, Flatra. Bravo, Flatra. Nice, nice. Arigoni ka hona. Mo dëshim të. Hajde bre. Hajde bre. Bënaj me zemër. Hajde bre, bënaj me zemër. Bojeni like beti bojna 150 like a bojna me zemër. Gjithashtu mos harroni me kliku butoni subscribe. Subscribe EDMONDchannel dhe EDMONDchannel. Zik.
They get close on the retake, but a 3v2 retake, that almost is impossible. You need to get incredibly fortunate that your opponents are just either looking the wrong way or flat in the shooting. Technical calls to come through.
Technical pauza.
Maybe something like that. Some tiny little frustration desk slammage. Maybe.
Poza që spritoni edhe njerë faqen butiku para siempre në Instagram. Bëjeni follow.
You know, getting themselves up from 16 to 17 to map point. And then to being all tied up. Now hopefully it's not
Linkun e keni në comment këto në chat.
because you know you can lose your concentration and you lose it for a second. Well, that second costs you the game. Now, you were talking before, 18 was map point, 19 was the magic number. Now that changes. 22.
Hajde bënaj me zemë.
Number do you want to get to?
A keni
to
bo
win
like ajo
and
këtë
the
live stream.
Second map. 21 as map point. So now alternate aTTaX. Did arguably better on their CT side.
3 chances to close it out though. Enjoy the rest of their evening. Have some time off. Now you're in a position where the cards are shuffled again. They're gonna get
Kush e
dished
ban
out.
follow faqen butiku para siempre ja për me një emnin qëtë në live.
You're gonna be sitting here for at least another hour and a half.
Kati
Ozek is aggressive and throwing right to hand flash.
Hajde.
Down in the gutter. Ozek, he's not done with this just yet though. They're not even flashing out, wriggle, picturesque on the shooting, but Ozek actually, he landed a bullet in the dome.
Hare Synops. Bravo bre Synops. No, me një herë për regati me trade.
Spotted the cap and will give him a clean shaven. Still 3-on-3 though as alternate attacks are continuing that 1-for-1 trade. Jump failed. No repercussions for Spiddy.
Very close to say sight. Speedy and Slacks are the ones holding it down. You need a flash, and there's the flash arm. Push out. Speedy gets a kill, gets the second, and Slacks takes down GXX.
Që Speedy i shtini zar, i aktivizoj.
They're back in the lead. But they need more. Again, 22 was magic number. They're both trying to reach alternate aTTaX. One step closer than BNER.
Faleminderit për follow Elton Hoxha dhe
no problem in buying up once again. It's overtime. Everyone has enough money.
Faltrini Luna Hojna. River Ambra, faleminderit për follow.
That's not what you want.
Në Instagram butiku para siempre.
Maybe you could with the auto. Oh,
Checking it in comment.
could be good because it's a fast play. It looks like at least fast play. Breeze never expected them to be boosted up. Synopsy.
Kqyr diyar.
Surprise is the first player and the second
Hade
player.
pezzo se
It's
tre.
a 5-on-3. They slowed down for just a second, and that gives time to aTTaX to rotate towards B.
Setting himself up. But there should be nothing here for this man.
Oh,
Çkav zekja bor. Kuko po maja selu la.
The magician.
Go diyar.
Off the money. The nade. It's good. They don't manage to get out of harm's way. Almost into the spray as well. aTTaX.
Okej diyar. Tash kena më kthy fuqeshëm kismet. Prej 7 orit me live, me video, me vloga, me shkam mas.
A lot of utility still left as well. 2 mollies. 0 smokes on Bad News Eagles. Oh, and somebody burning alive. They're gonna hear that rhythm.
Përshëndetje. Këtë të shkënja tjera s'ju marrësh. Bravo Fladra. Bravo, bravo Flatra. Flatra baba.
Oh my, they got so close.
Këtile. 114 like i keni bon bosa. Shkojna për 120 ka ja beden. Shpërndajeni live-in, bëjeni subscribe edhe like. Gjithashtu subscribe kanalin tjetër EDMONDchannel. Djart të presëm kismet. Dush me orë t'i gjithë qysh, lashka. Që zjen, ilnuna.
Can they surprise alternate eyes? That's the question. Slacks now looking into mid. All the way from long. GXX not moving just yet.
Subscribe këtë kanalin bosa. Aty kena me ball live kismet edhe video.
Slacks doesn't see anyone.
A luin fejseton e te. Po, lojnë. A bre, pa se kam a fejsit. Slujt si e zgon. Vesh kqyr. Po qëta është kam janë njësë, me do, level nesh. Zja zbunën me gju. Hare be Fladra, bravo. Rigoni di shka. Son disponim di shka rigoni heq.
Really in a crunch for time. It's not going to be an issue. Redeploy of the smoke. These are going to creep up close.
38 kila synopsi. E baba I vet. O me të dikosh ka të friz. Bravo bre sener. Level 6 fejsit. Ja, ne level 0. Level 0 bile. A ho level 0 direkt level 1. S'kum lu kor. Fejsit. Gen se ato jaban pol.
Great kill into aTTaX, and it's only Speedy. 1-on-2.
O kry djar. Kismet do ta bëjmë në ekip. Qani që se zemra. Sener baba të I pandalshëm. Seneri me sinopsin janë të moj që lëj valla. Edhe Flatra po. Amos për momente vedimtare seneri me sinopsin. Hale brave Neron. Ta barazojna. Shka babe valla 20 për neve valla. Shka pja qet 20 atyve. Ja o kaj beler mas na I vjadh një pikt. 2 herë gjys për banane, what? Shteni dikosh një 1000 herë për banane, merë 2500 edhe hajt. Shka një ndeti. Një avdet ma të pare.
Can they get an answer here? Can they make it to 20 as well? Tap the game, or will it be B&E reach map point first? Try and force out Ancient. Synopsy.
Hare besit ta misim që avzekin easy.
Surely he was.
O, kqyr por. Ko bre bor. Bravo, regan Allah.
Does get a kill with the op. It's a double up setup here for B&E. But it's a 4-on-3 at the moment.
Treba se 4, ka gja problemi.
One man advantage. Also in the first half of OT2. haven't been able to capitalize upon that to the fullest effect. Not on the drop down of Parrots. Ultimate attacks. Rotating over towards A. It is a very disconnected A setup. For GXX, as soon as he gets flashed, he's out of there. And even before that, backs down. And he's not going to be far away.
Här Gens. Что я hiknjał Gens.
Flash.
Brawo Gens, ja ty. Prawa sa tre. Super, super. Ciao tu jaki flatro. Bravo Gensi. Åh no. Bravo flatro. Hadi. Du och sen jag. Нема и пак Gens. Мов, нема и флатро. Ложкай не то, бошкай не ти бо пикнjo ka njo. Ma bre bor. Prit! No! No, ma bre bor. Kja. Kja. E pse si bajshim dyt posh për një herë flatra me Gense bërbo. Oh, plasë. Oh, kom shej shpirt. Oh, shej shpirt.
It's round number 20 for alternate aTTaX. Speedy Waddy clutch. And the final tactical pause out of B&E.
Hajde bënej me zemër.
2 rounds left. Could have
Bajeni bre subscribe, bajeni subscribe se shumë pasht.
another overtime
Edhe nda ban.
here on Inferno.
Ju bajve bosa për shore të ky kanal i ri ju baj kismet. Shore bajeni subscribe të ky kanali. Se qanina tash ka me ba live.
They couldn't do it. They could get themselves the 4th one if they win this one. But with a tactical pause.
Bajeni subscribe qatë kanalin e ri se anena ka me ba live tash.
Bad news, Eagles. What
Se kënena
was his impact?
zbaj ma shapë jo vi moderatori këni.
Had a bomb plant there. I know you want to catch the timing, but as soon as he hears those steps,
Tani si tin live jo baj.
he's going to challenge. Or at least there's a very great likelihood. And it doesn't really matter if they get the bomb plant. They're going to have enough money anyway. To be fair, that's probably not what he's saying.
Bravo Synops.
Talking about Synopsy. Now all aware of him. There's one flat
Jo
also
bre ta ma
down.
pona
Those
si
are
ti live jo heni atë thuj e dëmën na ke thonë që kime na bo mad.
however, still few words
Here's
left
Bele.
to say.
Vis stu e dëmën ta po mnja e unë e di tani.
As that's all. Oh, under German control. Spitty. Limping. Is still ultimately alive, Ozek.
Kë kismet pishtatorit atje baj live që atë të që ja kaunti.
They don't want to allow ATN to get comfortable in the post plan. Now you're just fighting for a plain 2v3.
Very tough situation here for both GXX and Scenari, and GXX has been hurt.
Bravo ragazzi, har du se det? Ja.
There's Hosek with
Scenari
an extra
en
GXX,
zero.
and Slaxy's just holding down the
Bravo
angle.
Senar.
Gonna peek in, but Scenari doesn't expect Slax to swing right after an alternate aTTaX. This is their 4th chance.
Hajde bella një herë në overtime bre.
One chance
Da man
to
kështu
close
shpirti,
it out
hajde.
on the T side.
Ma bre qëta me na mujt be ma be se s'po moj be s'po moj me pranu këtë humbje. S'moj me pranu Allah.
For the 3rd time.
Third time. That means that E&E thus far, they haven't been the ones in control. They've been at the mercy of alternate attacks. Right now, it'd have to be a perfect, flawless half. What was it? Hunting for a head. The 2 MP9s on the side of B&E. Their money not in the greatest position. Look like GXX just whiffed out on the timing. Alternate attacks. Scoping up for that B hit. It's got an MP9 in the mix, and if Synopsy goes down, that's just leaving the MP9 and any rotations far out, but alternate attacks, they're pushing. The MP9
Hajde Regan, bravo.
Ozek, however, panic jumping. Oh, Freeze was spotted.
Bravo Synops Regan.
This entire
Qërnal bre.
part.
Oh no, në shujtë e mira, 4-2. Hajde se në dykët në overtime. Edhe një herë, edhe një shans. Hajde Synops. Synops këshër knena, please.
Close by. I think they're waiting for a flash from CT.
Bravo qërsa. Bravo Synops knena. Mirë është. 3-1. Ej, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Down by Scenari. And guess what, Dan?
Han korblunok haraj kladna asavnejtete zone sidgani garmise killash. Gani Kyllä on gani prima chai ma rostuk shajnjeri sot u bo videon duket per rejhin gjinja se këtu në Kosovë. Edhe me bo hajgare të rejhin. Gazetar ma të fort s'ka pas. Sabahonja fam keqe. Të tatin vrasje, therje. A Leandri që në valla të prit me fitu bëneja, pa fitu bëneja s'dar.
So alternate attack, they've had basically everything. I mean, what more could you want for the conversion? Oh, pistols.
Hajde bre vor.
That's never gonna happen.
Hajde bre gans. Hajde bre gans. Hajde bre gans.
Shot fated out. Alternate attack.
O, kalse neri ako I tabelen.
Down to 20 in the nade as well. That's a molly. He gets away.
Hade Rigan? Ma bre bor, ma bre vla, ma. Fittan är ner runt knäna. Döber det på döka knä. Bravo Flatra! Du var så dräs, Kalabomja. Ekan.
Oh wait, they're running A. Let's get the hell out of there. And they have been able to do that. D&E are going to recognize this. They're at the site.
Hade bana i med zaman.
This is going to be such a nuisance. Now they're going to be racing back to the site, but you never know where they're going to set up a hurdle, if they're even going to do that. The bomb plant is incredibly slow, so a lot of the distance has already been closed. Synopsy, this is exactly what I mean.
Subscribe bossa. Kët YouTube në re. Sa nena do bëjmë live.
Not even going to be the finisher, but
Skavo.
hurts with the AK on the other side. Lights flipped off for B&E. Great start again for alternate attack, just like that. You know, when they're not on the precipice of winning, they're in Terminator mode.
Shavrash. Shkojna për 50-50. A I bani ne kush 50 kila si nëpsi gati. 41 kila. A I bani si nëpsi 50 kila s'kryet loja. Hajde si nëpsi me ace. Möte bet që ta vzekin e namas.
Wait, there were 4 players towards B at the start of the round? Imagine Ozek finding that out. Would have been straight a rush into that A site. But for now, they keep 3 players towards B. Ooh, it might be the wrong decision, as there's a molly to force Synopsy out of position. And they are grouped up towards this A
Hajde
site.
si nabze, heket që të speedin.
Going over.
O shtu jo mane I bë mas rrati.
There's the third player coming in. It is one Flatro.
Hajde si naps me zemër, triple kill.
Just a beast on this map, and he's gonna miss the first.
Ah, bre por, 2 lavi kalon allo, 2 HP, 13 HP.
Okay.
Shka leshi.
Alternate attack's a man advantage, but Free's only a slither. A husk of a man left.
O gjuj qatë bre des.
Slacks. Smoked off.
Nalshej zemra, nalshej zemra hajt.
Looking for a rotation over towards B. The bomb already there, so
Hajde bre bëna I me zemër.
Gustav confirms it.
Bravo bre gens.
GXX gets a kill.
2 janë love o bor, do të me fitu këtë rën. Hare Rigan, hare Rigan.
Much to say.
Një bu me gjuja Rigan.
Ozek already down the nade might just be enough.
Bravo Rigani, 4-2, hale.
And just like that,
Bravo Rigan.
Rad falls into the
Thikeni Rigan, bravo Rigani, aty qartet pasha familjen unë zeja është ashtë Rigani. Kukun mop 3 që ka mu bo. 16 0 mop 3, veç ta fitojnë ashtë sa njëherë. Hare bre borve qa 2 runda. Hare besë nga shej shpirti.
22 as we move into the next round.
Qëni zemra në qabë.
Round number 45 of this Inferno.
Hadi bana yemez ama.
As one of those two teams will make it out with the lead as Slax takes down GXX and he's looking for more in mid. Synopsy not giving anything away. On Flatro in long. Perks in the meantime, he takes down Synopsy in apartments. And Juan Flatro has to back away towards the site because he's all alone. He has to defend the A side by himself, but Perks, he's ready to lay down the law. Regan and Sceneri 2 on 5 to try and deny alternate aTTaX of ending the first half of the third overtime with the advantage. Just a 1 round advantage, but ooh, Speedy, perfect timing onto Regan and Sceneri with the M4. Sing swings out, but it will be Speedy to take him down.
Ska bra bre bror, ska bra bre bror.
They 1 round away from map point 2 from closing out this Inferno.
Along their shoulders. They've had no struggle at all getting 2 rounds on either side. They've had a lot of struggle getting the killing blow through. Somehow there's always been a deflection, an Uno reverse card being played, an upside down trap card gets B&E out of the sticky position. Ultimate aTTaX, this time they don't have to be flawless. This is the first time in OT that they've been the ones to get to an artillery of nades, Sloan position. He goes back down, but just pivots over to another boost up position. He actually would have had a kill.
No bre, fan mine, kalla bränna honom tack.
You'll take that 10 damage all day for a free kill.
Two players towards a third one close by. That's Speedy. Freeze and Ozek trying to deny the push. Speedy, he's been smoked out in library. Synopsy for now. He doesn't push through. They will smoke Moto themselves. And Synopsy trying to surprise any rotation or late split into B. Speedy. Does he expect it? Oh. It seems like he is aware of the chance. Here, Speedy.
Looking.
Oh, he's gonna see him.
Yep.
Oh, that's so good for alternate aTTaX. It's a 5-on-3 and they decide on the B side.
De var på när ballak var.
B&E. They made their bed.
Bravo, tja huči, tja jasener. O no non hako dorke mo.
Speedy as well. This is over. Juan Flatro isn't able to do anything. I say this is over, by that I mean this round. B&E still not out of chances, but they have to be flawless from this point.
Hajde alla du laikan içine nizet bilissa laikat i vojna koja bilen. Kaka klassik. Hajde bre banaj, hajde bre.
To close this one out. B&E backs against the wall. Driven into the corner by alternate aTTaX. Thing that we never expected to happen when we started this best of 3 with alternate aTTaX. They've proven each other again and again how good their play is. Slax already taking down Synopsy. They need 4 more kills. Speedy smokes up A apartments. Flash coming through, but no one pushes in. Although there's a smoke for long. In the meantime, Regan, he's been tagged down to 33. He is towards Banana, has to back away because the molly could hurt a lot. They get control over mid though. But can they do anything with it? Is they're being held by Slax on one side, by Ozek and Speedy on the other. Oh, miss smoke. This is not the moment.
SHQIP ekse av zeka. Sorsi pa çka vzekjesh.
This is such an annoying position to try and play.
Tash ky Speedi duket I ka shtin se 0 killa I ka pas 6 runda. Shkon në 0 killa I ka pas. Vore tash 33 ka. Pa logjik.
In your teammates' hands. My god.
Bravo Senar.
First,
Nonna när var säker. Nonna. Kör alla. Bra Berrigan, bra Berrigan. Oregon promassa aqui, bro. Moni, bro. Oj, Karla emot i pjätjehet. Oregon kör knäna, bro. GG. Har det flätt då? Shannon. Tu på Maja sida det tar på fan med. Tu fan. Tu man ska sen. Wow. Yes.
Again, we wholeheartedly apologize to alternate aTTaX. That was some insane plays, and actually to be able to take down a B&E. You know, we can make it, yeah, that you can
Bossa, bojeni follow faqen para siempre butiki që doni me porositesh online janë qëto ka farmer, ka majica flajlajshme ket me firma I kene qara bossa Nike, ket firmat Adidas, Filimas, Kulimas, Motobome banaen, Zdila, Shkaleshi me ban, Horna man, Stile di anti-shit lojta, Stishan to babos. Stishaleshi to babo, Pishesil doin dokta. Liga sesh mos harani, bajeni subscribe te kanali tjetër, se dojnë tjetër jena live anena besoj. Kështu që dëni mos mi u hup loja tjetër, duket që e ka bënaja loja nesër mos ka bëshan me një turnament tjetër se këto ma s'ka sen. Bajeni subscribe. Gjithashtu kalleni edhe zinën. Ja, bo, stile, Allah. Shame dyshysh. Kështu që faleminderit keq që eshit, faleminderit për like, subscribe kush e ka bën. Kalani mirë bosa, shihemi live streamin e ardhshëm. Së dia, në ta kqyri e chat kur ka me lu. Bëna e janë lojën tjetër, zbesoj që se herët është. Nuk e chat. Kështu që ju njoftojmë. Bajeni subscribe, kalleni zilën. Edhe ju vjen njoftimi tani kur t'hina live. So ne zakonisht e lanë një orë para se me nis loja live-in. Kaloni sa më mirë, weekend të këndshëm shumë ndihmën mas gjymas. Po që keni.